Oh, finally. Hello, everybody. It's your Wonderful Wind Mage, your Cruz Ship servant, Chartreuse Proxy, ever and always at your service. Oh my goodness gracious, it is my first stream back since Momocon, everybody. It is June 4th, and I've been going through technical difficulties, everybody. I've been struggling so hard to be able to get the stream running because I had nothing else running. I basically had OBS, VTube Studio, and just Rabbit and Steel going, and guess what had happened? It said I'm dropping 80% of my frames, so then I'm like, why? Why? Is Comcast being a punt to you too? Yeah, and it's like, I know my internet's pretty bad in general, but Jay, like, we live in the same area enough. It's not like there's a storm or anything now, is there? So it's kind of like, uh... Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I am very glad to be back after what was essentially about three-ish weeks of not being around. I am gonna have to keep pointing on some things. I know like VTube Studio is not doing the best for it, for the internet side of things, or for my expressions. Things surely aren't going the best. But good, I'm here. I want to stream. I want to play Rabbit and Steel because I've been playing this game offline for so much. If I check my Steam hours, I'm already watching, I think, 32 hours offline just playing it. I'll be honest, all of it has just been solo because none of my friends have Rabbit and Steel yet. So I'm like, come on, you idiots. Come on. Play the game with me. I need friends to raid with. And I'm not going to play on one, but, well, I'll play off stream. But on stream, I don't want somebody to say something bad if I just join a random lobby. So we'll see how it goes. The internet's been intermittent all week. I know, Ein, one of my friends that I played Monster Hunter with on stream, and also, if you've seen my Twitter escapades, I drink with him ever so frequently. His internet's been out since, like, the weekend. You got a tech coming out yourself. I mean, like, the thing is, like, my internet itself is fine. It's just, like, when I booted up OBS, now it's being bad. And the fact is, I'm already streaming at 2,000 bitrate. This is already a compromised stream, all things considered, and it's already just, like, die. But anyway, I am very happy to come to a very warm reception. I got about 4 people talking over here. This is really sweet. So thank you everybody for coming on by. But for you YouTube Andies, let's not delay too much. If you haven't been on the internet for a while now, Rabbit and Steel is a premier rating roguelike. And when I say rating, it's like MMO rating. It is exactly so. The essence of MMO boss battles and everything like that condensed into one nice, neat roguelike package. So where runs usually only take about 30 minutes at most, and it's 1 to 4 player co-op. You get the full experience if you play with up to 4 people or so, for instance. But otherwise, if you're playing by yourself, then it's basically just a bullet hell. So, yeah. And for me, a Toho player, you'll have to see it, ladies and gentlemen. You really love to see it. Alright, yeah, my settings are still fine enough. But the main plot of it is that there is a plot when it comes to for Rabbit and Steel. But in essence, you're playing as rabbits. You're trying to stop a rabbit of the moon from doing something with the moon, which is, I'm not going to spoil the story to you there. But you're going through 3 areas out of 5 pre-selected. And you are playing as one of a total of 10 different classes. 5 were unlocked from the beginning, with 5 more unlocked as you play the game. But like I said, I've been playing this offline. I'm gonna have a lot of no commentary runs that I played at like the stroke of midnight just because I wanted to. So there's all of that. Can't get the 30 minutes to read too much and die. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. That reminds me of Little Hero, but outside the POV of Hero. I have no idea what you're talking about, Jay. But here, basically, like any raiding game, you're gonna have like all your skills and everything like that. It's kind of like a MOBA to where you have 4 skills. I say MOBA, I'm just saying like for skill clarity. You get, it's like most of them will fall into 4 categories. Your primary, so your attack. A secondary, which is more often not used to buff your teammates, or it's used to buff a skill, or used for its versatility in, you know, buffing up a skill or setting up. A special is a special, so as it sounds like, it's probably your big nuke that requires some setup or has a mechanic around it. And then finally you have a defensive, which gives you invulnerability first and foremost. So if you need to cheat past the raid mechanic, then, or if you're going to get hit, then you will press the invincibility button. And it also usually gives you a buff, or gives you or your teammates a buff on the end. So it's a nice risk reward of, do you want to save your defensive to, you know, not die? Or do you want to use it proactively to get a buff out of it, which can help your raid DPS? So, first and foremost, we'll start off with the Wizard Rabbit, the first one here, on iOS of 10. And I'll see how much I want to do, because I also want to do Dicey Dungeons still tonight, since that was my Tuesday docket. But here, the Wizard Rabbit's abilities. Your primary is just you just deal 200 damage AoE, centered on the enemy. So, and it slows your movement speed when you cast it. So you cast it and it slows you down by just a little bit. Lat Moonburst, your secondary, deals 120 damage in a bigger radius around your target, so less damage, bigger AoE, but the main utility out of it is that you can see it charges your special. So, if you take a look at Astral Swirl, my special, deals 280 damage in a large radius around your target. So, highest damaging ability, if I charge it with my Lat Moonburst, that bumps it up to about 440. So, pretty nice, because it deals 1.5 damage, and its cooldown has a 30% chance of resetting when your primary is used. So, immediately, even if you've never played many MMOs before, you would see what the Wizard Rabbit wants to do. They want to use their secondary, Lat Moonburst, to charge their special Astral Swirl, press the special button, and then anytime it's on cooldown, use your primary to try to reset it luckily and keep your DPS as high as possible. A pretty simple game plan, and it's augmented with your defensive ability, Astral Seal. Erases projectiles around you, so you have brief invulnerability, and places down a magic field that lasts 10 seconds. While you stand in it, you gain Astra, which is dealing 50% more damage. So, you want to stay in your ley lines exactly, simple enough, especially for you Final Fantasy players, and try to take advantage of that damage buff as much as possible. The key thing with it too is that the Wizard Rabbit gets a nice get out of jail free card with how it has 2 uses per cooldown. So it lasts 10 seconds, and so the field lasts 10 seconds, so you can use it offensively if you want to burn a cooldown, and then save the second one defensively. And also, as you go on and choose your rabbits, you get a whole host of cute little palettes. I, of course, trend towards yellow and green. But here is where the little rating room goes. If you're playing online, you can, you know, test out your abilities with your friends, or just, like, you know, wait for them to choose. But otherwise, you can see this is just how, if you're trying it out for the first time, you can see your mechanics work. From my primary slowing me down, to seeing how my little Astra Field works, and how much damage I do with it otherwise. Now, the main thing, too, is that I am going to be playing on hard. There's 4 difficulties in game: cute, normal, hard, and lunar. I am not that good at lunar yet. I still need to practice a lot more, because I haven't done even a single query yet. But I'm very comfortable on hard. And there's 5 areas in the game, which we'll visit 3 randomly. You can choose to visit one specifically, or you can just choose randomly to get 10 extra gold, which can be used at your shops at every area. I think for me, I just want to wear my tiara as always, though. It's working? Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of working, Endo. I say that as I see my VTube studio lagging every now and then. I can't get VBridger up. And also, the big thing, too, is I'm constantly watching my OBS with how, I'm streaming at 2000 bitrate once again, but I keep dropping frames, or it seems like the stream almost stutters every now and then, and I really don't appreciate that. I didn't know about the extra gold random. I'm gonna try it next time. Yeah, you can only choose the extra gold random if you've cleared all the areas at least once. So if you haven't cleared like Church Mouse or something or so, anything in, or if you just haven't cleared a area, that option's locked until you cleared each one at least once through. Because if you see, like on Lunar, I can't just go random and get the extra gold. So it's good for if you want to knock out an area. Let's say I'm the most comfortable with King's Arsenal. I find that to be the easiest area for me. Then yeah, you can choose that advantage, or you can just choose a random and get the 10 gold. But let's finally get on to it, because I've been going on for 10 minutes. YouTube Andies aren't going to like it. But the main thing with Rabbit and Steel that you'll see is it's all about learning the mechanics of each fight and trying to learn, and trying to see how you can adjust and, well, you know, clear them and all. So this one, for instance, is teaching you one of the most important ones in Routing Steel, which is just seeing how every single mechanic will tell you what it's asking you to do. It's going to tell you to get in the line so you don't get hit on the sides. It's telling you it's going to cleave the sides, so you need to stay in the very middle of the screen. Every single mechanic is super diegetic, so even if you don't know stats, spreads, or any other, you know, terminology of MMOs, it'll just say, get in a circle, keep moving, stop moving, everything like that, you know? So let's take a look at things here. We are in the very first area, the Kingdom Outskirts, where it's just 3 fights and 2 chests, which will affect our loot. When you're playing in multiplayer, everybody gets their hand at picking one piece of loot, and you can even do the need-greed system, rolling the dice to see if you get it if somebody wants the same thing. But for solo, you just get a choice of 3, and you have to choose one. So, avoid surrounding enemies with Ghost Flame when you gain invulnerability, and slightly increase my movement speed. First and foremost, I love Maid outfits. So let's take a look. Ghost Flame. It's a status effect. Deals damage when applied and upon wearing off. So, anytime I press my defensive Astral Seal, it'll apply Ghost Flame. So that's 250 straight up, and 250 after that wears off 5 seconds later. So 500 damage every time I press my Astral Seal. Pretty good, all things considered, not to mention it increases my movement speed, and nobody's ever going to say no to MS. Whenever you have a buff, your movement speed increases significantly, and you deal 25% more damage. That seems very, very good, considering how I will always have a buff from Astra. So just a 25% damage increase paired with the Astra buff means I will just be dealing 40% damage. Or Time Age Cap. Cooldowns less than or equal to 10 seconds become 5 seconds. So I can make Astral Swirl's cooldown go from 7 to 5. And that's really it. So that's probably the least that I want. So it's either the Maid outfit or the Shrine Maidens. So the main thing is 500 damage. That's basically I'm getting 1,000 damage per use of Astral Seal out here. Versus 25% more damage all the time. So I don't know how much damage I could potentially be doing with my Astral Swirl. Let's consider that. If I'm really going to be doing almost 50% more plus my charge. So, like we said, 280 or 282 because of my level right now. So, increase that by 50% because of my charge. So, I'll be looking at about 441. Plus 15%, plus 40. So let's consider it's just almost about to be doubled. So, instead of 280 damage, I'd be doing about 560. 560. So I could do 560. If I get a reset on it, that would be almost 1,000. And I would constantly have 2 chances to do it. So depends on if I get to build special more, or if I just want to just press twice over and have Maid outfit go. I think I'll just go for the Shrine Maidens. Why not? Because if I can, I'd like to build right immediately towards that high special burst. There's 457, not bad. I should have pressed charge on it first, though. That's my B on my damage rotation. But yeah, you're going to see how all of the how everything is super diegetic from what it explains it needs to use. So you can see it says tether, so I can only go so far out to each side of the map right here, basically, as you can see. And while just dodging the other circles around. But you're seeing how all the fight mechanics are immediately transcribed to you. I'm seeing the orbs spawn, it's telling me the direction that they're moving, it's showing me the little balls at the bottom of the screen, how they are going to show up at the bottom and start going up. Increase special damage by 20% every 12 seconds, using your special to grant you invulnerability. Interesting, the invulnerability is nice for defense, especially if I want to stay inside my Astra bubble. The counter hit on the damage on this item will decrease instead of you taking damage. It starts at 3, so 3 free hits, considering I only have 5 life. It's a pretty good item, but it doesn't help my damage potential. Whenever you deal damage, there's a 10% chance to apply Decay, which is just a dot. Wizard's not a fast casting class, so I don't want that. I mean, Emerald Chestplate's never bad, but I'm already building towards Big Newt Special, so we're taking the Stuffed Rabbit, without a doubt. Because that already puts me up to 346 for my special damage. So, buff with my secondary. See what damage I can do. I put a Risty right there, trying to just read for as much damage as I could. But I can't stay in my ley line at all times, unfortunately. Just because I keep putting it where the immediate orb is. So it's a little annoying that I'm not getting my immediate Shrine Maiden buff. That's just how it goes. Just a nice, simple start enough. So you always have this opening area of exactly so 3 fights and 2 chests before you get into your first major area. Because it lets you immediately start fleshing out your build on what you want to get. So, I already have something that's for my defensive and something that's for my special. So, at the shop, with the gold that I've earned, the 45 that I've got, you can see at the top right of my little player card, I can immediately start looking at which upgrades that I want. I can buy a full heal for 5, I can buy a level for 5, and it's unlimited. Each level translates to 1% of damage. So if you have nothing good that you want out of the upgrades, you can get, or potions, which will last for the area. This regen will heal me up to 2 times, so I can basically have up to 7 hits, provided I last 3 fights. More movement speed, any invulnerability effect lasts longer, so my special proc from Stuffed Rabbit or my Astral Seal, instead of it being for like 1 damage of 1 damage, what am I saying? 1 second of invulnerability would be 2. So really good for a defensive run. But let's read the main things, because there is 5 gems. Opal, Sapphire, Emerald, Ruby, and I think Quartz is the last one. But each of them corresponds to basically a different build archetype that you can have your abilities to go through. So take this for instance. Opal Primary does more damage in a bigger radius and decreases all other cooldowns by 2 seconds each time it's used. Nice utility! Deals more damage, 3 uses and a cooldown of 8 seconds, deals 30 more damage if the enemy is facing away from you. Interesting. So it wants me to incentivize backstabbing, as if I'm playing an assassin class. But I don't see how many times I'm going to get that chance necessarily as much. I'm looking at this. Deals more damage, cooldown is shorter but no longer randomly resets. Interesting considering how many times I want to. Because a 4-second cooldown instead of a 7 means I can guarantee get it off every time I press my Emerald Seal. No longer places down a field. Damage of all abilities increased by 20%. Well, that's nice. It doesn't give me the Astra buff anymore, which is crucial towards my Shrine Maiden. So that is a bad take. So instead, it's the Astral Soil, which I'm thinking about. And instead of going for the random resets, I'll just take the consistency on it. So, pretty good. Then I have 18 left, so I think I will buy 1 level. But I want to save my money next time to see if I can buy 2 upgrades for my stuff. Also, don't forget to head pat the shop cat. Give her all the head pats and fluffs, people. Yeah, that is my first store. It changes you find a store at the beginning of every area, so use it or lose it more often than not. But here we have the King's Arsenal. The main gimmick with this one is that this is full of the wolves, like the wolf people. These lovely critters will be doing a lot of big beam attacks, as you can see right here, and my big beam attacks and not bad. So it's going to constantly keep pushing you out and away from particularly your comfort zone anytime they can get a chance. So it's up to you to understand where they're knocking you back and making sure that you are not in any of the damage zones whenever it finally does activate. You're seeing my DPS has jumped about 50 by 50 with my upgrade, so that's fantastic. So we're going to get a whole influx of mechanics here, and I took damage because I wasn't looking at all of them. We have these countdowns, so those AoEs are counting down and will expand out 1, 2, 3 times as stated right there. You're seeing these daggers floating out that are just going to be naturally, in the way generally, but they will always follow on their predetermined path. And also, you're seeing this stretch the tether. If I'm too close to that red tether by the timer, when the timer expires, then it will damage me. So I have to move until the tether turns well, you know, white, to denote that, yes, I'm in a safer range. So this is my favorite enemy in the entire game, Tasha, the Snow Fur Wolf. She is all about these cleaving one side mechanics here. So you're seeing, anytime she's going to be attacking, she's immediately telegraphing where she's going to be hitting you from, but also switching up the side that she's going to. So you have to pay attention to every single arrow that appears, and making sure that you are not caught in the crossfire for when her abilities finally do detonate. So you're seeing she'll constantly keep moving, and you just need to understand which space is safe when she finally does move at the very end of her abilities. So you can see here, I have to get in a circle, but the Tasha on the left is moving all the way to the right. So I just need to obey that command and make sure I'm in the right place at the right time. I am missing a little bit of damage from my rotation here, but it's okay. Like for this one here, I did not see that the top was highlighted in the cleaving one side, so I took a hit because of that. But it's alright. But you're seeing how easily, even though I said I've been playing hard a lot, you can still get caught off guard by some of these mechanics and not be aware of, ah, crap, I took this hit because I didn't see this side was highlighted, for instance, or so. All damage you deal increased by 50%. Percent chance triggers no longer happen, and you no longer hit for critical damage. Interesting. Your secondary strength becomes your special and defensive cooldown added together multiplied by 10, divided by the number of times your secondary hits your target. Considering my secondary is crucial of my rotation, but I just bumped down my special's cooldown. That sucks. It's 20 seconds, 20 and 4, so 24, so that'd be 240 damage instead of 166. But, like I said, because I did tip my cooldown of my special, time space factor is interesting, but it doesn't do as much as I'd like. Every 12 seconds, using your special will deal 400 more damage. So 400 more, or I could just keep buffing my special to just be bigger in general. Because I could have crits hit for 75% more damage, or just go for the 50, and considering how I already took the Opal upgrade, which doesn't randomly reset, I might as well, right? Sit 79, not even counting my Shrine Maiden, my Charge, and my Astra. Yeah, this is gonna start hurting really, really stupidly, Chief. So, our area boss, Maron, the Steel-Tooth Wolf. Yeah, 1400 just by itself right there. Yeah, I think I've made the right decision. So Maron right here is going to combine the mechanics I talked about before of cleaving to a side and knocking back. So you can see I'm trying to make sure that I'm on the correct side of the field where she isn't going to be cleaving once her cooldown finally expires. Just making sure I'm always in a zone that is not designated, right? She is now using Field Limit, which you can see by the steel bots. This is the most that I can actually move around in for the next batch of her attacks. Fortunately, though, I'm able to stay both in the areas where she's not cleaving, while dodging the daggers that are coming down on us. Now, you can see, she puts us to the side here for a second, while trying to throw daggers at us, and we have to go to her left or right side wherever she is, considering how otherwise those cleaves will start catching up to us, and really start hurting instead. You can see, all the previous fights so far in this zone have prepared us for this exact boss fight, in demonstrating what the boss's mechanics are, with knockbacks, with cleaves, and everything, and making sure that we understand what needs to be done if we want to succeed against this boss. I would have gotten hit by that knockback right there, but thank goodness for the little bit of invulnerability that I had from my defensive. So now we are entering phase 2, to where, because, you know, we are a rabbit and we're fighting other animals, they all can transform into, you know, animalistic beasts, as you can see. So now we enter Maron's second form, to where this is all just about understanding where she's attacking you, where she's trying to hurt you from. Because as long as I stay in these little zones here, I'm perfectly untouchable, but you'd see, I have to keep adjusting myself, because it is not a safe place at all if I just think I'm gonna be totally fine. So now, her next attack is to first and foremost get me in one area before forcing me into this nice little zoomed in time stop. The key thing is that she cancels your ability to use your defensive here. So this all comes down to your bullet hell reflexes and making sure that you can dodge. You can't use your invulnerability. You can't cheese that section unless you have like some gear that gives you invulnerability otherwise. Now I will use my Astra right there to cheese things because I thought I had a free hit, but I was going to be just clipped by everything right there because I used my primary, which slowed me down. And see, I'm just trying to make use of my Shrine Maidens as much as possible here. But this fight is almost there. I think one more rotation of damage and I'll have her. The next phase, I have to dodge the daggers and also dodge these cross beams here. As long as I stay within my lanes of attack, I am totally fine. I also didn't press my defensive, so kind of would be nice if I could, you know, I don't know, start proccing my damage. Thank you. But overall, a very successful fight. No damage taken, pretty fast DPS, almost breaking 400 is very, very good considering my gear. And we are on to the next zone, Emerald Whiteside. So, what do we have at our shop this time? Grant Astra to myself for 7 seconds, cooldown is decreased, no longer always a field. So instead of the field that lasts me for 10, I get Astra for 7, and the cooldown is decreased. So I never have to stay in it. That guarantees Shrine Maidens, but it lasts less. Has a 50% chance to Omega Charge your special and reset its cooldown. Interesting, considering how much damage I'm doing, because Charge is just 1.5 damage. Omega Charge is 3 times, and considering how I'm not doing crits, that seems really nice, but I have to remember, the percent chance is no one to trigger, so I actually can't take that one. It's actually bad. Has a larger radius and deals more damage. Has a cooldown of 4 seconds. That just means I can just rotate it into my cooldowns then, so... Swirl, secondary, primary, secondary, special, secondary, primary, special, secondary, primary. So I can just rotate that in. So I think I'd like to do that then. So let's buy it, and let's see our potions. Deal 1500 into all enemies 50 seconds into each fight. Sorry, I'm just shipping. I'm just sipping the milkshake that I made for myself. Not milkshake, smoothie. Ah, it's that late at night now. No, definitely get to boss fights, but I don't see my regular fights lasting as long, so we're just going to sit on this, quite frankly, here. Increase your special damage by 20%. Interesting. Funny. Do I think it would be useful? I think it'd be funny for the damage numbers, so we take it. Make you harder to hit. Shrinking your hitbox, so last until the next stage. Yeah, it's fine, but otherwise, I'll just buy one more level, and then we'll sit on this right before. The main thing with Rabbit and Steel to also understand is that the amount of, what's his face? The rewards that you get, so the experience and the levels that you, the experience, yeah, the levels that you get, the, what's his face? The experience and the money that you get at the end of each hallway fight, or yeah, even including the boss fights, all things considered, is dependent on how fast that you clear it. Because if you see at the top right, there is a timer that ticks down with that's considered this gauge that you see here. So the faster that you clear fights, you get more experience points and money. So it's incentivized as a very big constant DPS chat to try to deal as much damage as you consistently can. So the main gimmick here of this new zone, the Emerald Whiteside, is twofold. You're seeing stop and keep moving constantly here, to where I have to either stay moving, otherwise I will take the damage, or stop moving, or I will take damage. Same either or, but the main thing is that it's forcing you to understand where you need to stand, and obeying the calls of all of the bosses that you're constantly fighting here. So for instance, against Blush here, it's not too hard to understand, at least when you're playing solo, of just get into the lane of your color, but now we're gonna have to do it in tune, basically, to where, alright, go to number 1, go to number 2, go to number 3, and you can see immediately how, for somebody who's learning the mechanics for the first time, that could easily be a big, learning curve to understand with trying to get to your assigned color in time. So for instance, the yellow is on the very other side here, and yet I have to stay inside these rings if I want to actually not take damage while dodging the expanding ring, and you're just seeing how everything is a wonderful symphony and cascade of, oh my goodness gracious, I have to keep moving and make sure I don't get hit. So you can see, need to get into the blue, number 1, then number 2, trying to get into my Astra Circle for my Shine Maidens to proc. Ooh, I greeted for that right there. I greeted for that hit, but I got lucky. So now I need to go to red and orange. Well, I'll do it otherwise, because I'm dealing almost 1,000 per special charge at that node, which is so funny, dude. Your primary inflicts bleed, extra damage from your ability, or your defense, extra damage reduced for ally hits. So, great for multi-hitting, because every hit that you do will deal 20 damage every time, but since Wizard's a sword class, bad. Every 20 times you, or debuffs you apply deal damage to an enemy, apply Spark, which is damage that deals to everybody. But since I'm Wizard, which has big AoEs, and since I'm not dealing that many hits, just big, constant, big single hits, not the best, so instead, Black Steel Butler, your defensive range decreases by 30%, but now has a 2-second shorter cooldown and grants counter, which is a 50% buff to your next attack. So, in a perfect world, I charge my special, I press for counter and Astra, so I am gonna deal so much stupid damage, that is almost 1,500 by itself already. Oh, baby girl. Let's see this damage number. Yeah, almost 2,000, dude. That's absolutely ridiculous. Press it again. 2,000. Yep, there we go. We got it that time. We got it. So you're seeing here, the other big thing to understand as well is, well, of course, with me taking that trait, though, my ley line is a lot smaller. So it's going to be a lot harder to want to obey it. And I might take the hit because I greeted for that ley line right there. I will be honest with you. So, my own fault, but I'm just having fun with it. Just look at this damage, dude. Look at this damage. So give and take with this build, like I said, and just, alright. My ley line is smaller, but it is a pretty beefy damage upgrade, all things considered here when you take a look at it at the end. I'm really getting close to getting hurt so many times here. So, you see, with our boss here, it's combining all the mechanics that we've seen in the Emerald Light so far, of matching colors, of stopping, starting, moving, or other things, such as the tether that we saw in the very first area of the game, for instance, here. Oh goodness, dude, this damage rotation is absolutely ridiculous. Just to see me constantly pumping out thousands of damage without even trying is hilarious. So welcome to AV's animal form. So of course, Emerald Light side, they are a frog. And well, we gotta deal with a lot more colors, shapes, everything like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Get in my ley line, and then we restart again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get in the zone, and then counter with my ley line for all that extra damage. I took damage because, even though I was in the circle, I continued moving, so that is my own fault there. Oh, reach it. I'm good. Alright, take advantage of the ley line, damage as much as I can. I have to follow yellow, so unfortunately my damage here is being a good amount gimped, considering how I have to keep moving out and away from my ley lines constantly, but it's whatever. Read for the damage that I can. Get back to the line so I can get my Shrine Maiden proc. Get to the ley line! I took damage again. Oh well, it's fine. It is totally fine, Chief. So following blue now. Don't greed, don't die, don't be stupid, Cruzy. Counter damage, please. There we go. I was about to say, I pressed my primary hoping to actually DPS check. Just since the primary slows me, if it didn't kill, I actually would have been out of the circle and probably died right there. So, a lot closer than I honestly should have been, but it's totally fine. Hey there, Protoss. Hope you're doing well, Chief. Alrighty. So, first and foremost, we are buying health very badly, because I need the full heal. Damage is much higher, but now has a cooldown of 5 seconds. Considering how my rotation is just straight up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I think I am fine with this. I'll buy a special upgrade once more, and then I'll just buy the levels, considering how it's only the opal upgrade that I need next. So, sitting by themselves, 864, 480, 875. If I charge my special, it is sitting at 1600, not even counting what additional damage I could be doing. This is ridiculous, dude. Because, yeah, with that counter buff, for instance, that is wickedly stupid and funny. It's so funny that I literally have to wait on my cooldowns here just because everything is on such a long timer, dude. But this damage is ridiculous! Even point in RimWorld? Brother, you're gonna say that, I see what you're saying there, you're gonna tell a story, but quite frankly, I know nothing about RimWorld, like, at all, so, it's going to fall on deaf ears. So I'm just saying that straight up, Protoss. Oh, why did I press counter, and then use my secondary instead of using my special with it? That is a error on my end. But anyway, welcome to the third area of this run, the Chartreuse Streets. You're seeing here that the gimmick here with them is that I am going to be constantly restricted on my movement wherever I can go. Alongside how this is paired fights constantly here. I'm constantly dealing with groups of enemies as opposed to just one by themselves more often than not. So if you are a class that is not that is not very inclined on AoE, then it could be a problem for you, all things considered. But seeing how I am playing one of the better AoE classes, it's no problems here, Chief. I can just stay in my corner here and just mash damage from afar. Ow. Okay, now that is a mistake there. I was trying to get to the center and I just couldn't get to it in time. Plop my ley line on the corner here. I just move within that circle. Oops. Oh, mistakes are being had very badly. You can see here, it's just all about making sure that you aren't caught on the wrong rotation when everything's coming around. Because attacks are very telegraphed, of course. I think Chartreuse has the most telegraphed attacks, more than anything else in Rabbit and Steel. But it's all about understanding where you need to move in these telegraphed attacks. And Chartreuse more than anything. Your primary and secondary have a 5% chance to deal damage, to deal basically 500 damage to a large radius, but I'm a slow caster, so bad. 40 times you or debuffs you apply deal damage to an enemy, gain invulnerability. Very nice item, but I'm a slow caster, so instead, Storm Pedagogue. 250 damage to all enemies when you gain invulnerability. Anytime I'm using my special, that's 250 more damage, so it's just moving my damage line up. Pretty good, all things considered. Well, considering how the other choices weren't the best, but it's just a good item in general, too. So, we are fighting Mati, the Paladin Mouse, and I took damage. Main thing with her is that she is going to teach you to have to understand you need to move and obey her move commands. When she says you move, you have to move. Hey there, D3, hope you're doing well. You didn't miss much, this is just the first run of the night, considering how I had bad internet problems. How was your art stream the other day, mate? Protoss, I appreciate your stories more often than not, Chief, but I told you. Okay, actually, I see that you had the ad, so maybe you weren't able to tell me in time. You weren't able to hear me because you did have the ad. But brother, I know nothing about RimWorld, like legitimately nothing about the settings. So this is your story is unfortunately gonna fall upon deaf ears. Alright, but back to it, because I, need to not die to Mati. Main thing about her is that she's she's going to keep pushing you around in her first phase and making you have to keep moving and obeying all over knockbacks, all over move commands, and wherever you go, you just need to understand her patterning first and foremost. Then, in her second phase, she summons all of her loyal allies that you had been fighting previously in the run. Unfortunately, I'm playing Wizard, so, AoE. Just kill all of them in one go. But yeah, like I said, you can see more than the other areas. Churchmouth Streets forces you to stay in a very confined area and obey where, gosh darn it, where the game wants you to move more than anything here. And I've taken a lot of stupid damage here. I'm down to already 2 hits. So let's not toss this run here. This is already Area 3, Cruzy. Nice. Destroyed them before the AoE really started being a problem. So let's target the mice on the side here. So now you're seeing we have to stay in the center for this attack, but also break the tether while avoiding the big orbs. So the way to beat this attack is to exactly so. Follow in lockstep behind one of the big orbs. Preferably the one going away from the tether, obviously, or so. Because it is a very tight timing window that if you are playing a slower class, you could absolutely get clipped on. Considering how I have the Shrine Maiden's garb, meaning that I get extra MS while I'm inside my special range, I have a little bit more leeway on this end. But once again, if you're playing a slower class, that could be really, really bad for your chances at general survival at all. You know, what's the counter cheese that? Yes, you definitely can too. But, you know, not every class is going to be as well blessed as the others when it comes to that end. Alright, just be careful. So you're seeing here, we have our first revolving lasers in the run, because we didn't do Dread Dark House for you first-time viewers. But it's just all about working in your confined space and understanding where your safe zones are here. Not ideal for Assassin? Yeah, some classes struggle with bosses more than anything, but I feel like there's just others like Druid that, you know, I know Druid's gonna get patched a little bit more, but it just feels bad sometimes. I've gotten the Opal defensive upgrade at every shop so far, dude, and I don't want it considering how even though the ley line is smaller, I do prefer standing in it, so I have all of my rotations. I mean, well, technically, I don't necessarily have to, considering how the global cooldown means I'll get 2 abilities off, so maybe it is better, considering how it just gives me the MS, and since how everything is on a large cooldown, it could just be better. You know what? Why not? Why not? Got up to you, Reddit, the Pale Keep. I mean, it's my first run. I did a lot of explaining for the YouTube peeps that are going to be watching anyway. Okay, Protoss, let me catch up on this, dude. All I'm getting is that you had a colonist beat a raider to death with a wooden log. RimWorld is a sci-fi colony management sim with a mod that has magic? Oh, okay, dude. That's a lot of stuff. It's a colony sim. It's a colony sim. I really don't play those too much, so that's just not on my wheelhouse. So I'm sorry for my lacking understanding on this end, then. Alright, so I don't have to... remember, because you have the Opal upgrade now, Cruzy, you don't have to stay close at all. You can just disregard where you need to be in terms of your ley lines, considering how you just always have the buff, and you don't have a ley line field anymore now. But this is the final area of the game, the Pale Keep. This just has a few enemies which are which vary in their effectiveness and what they exactly do. It's a very much a smaller enemy list, but it does ask you for a few crucial things. So it says this one here, the Queen's Axe, which is a straight up damage check. You can see here, I have to stay to one side or the other as it keeps cleaving, but this middle zone will just keep expanding farther and farther until it takes up the entire screen. So it is probably one of the scariest DPS checks, at least for me, because I always feel like, am I going to beat it or not? I do not feel comfortable here. This does not feel good. Alrighty. I should have pressed my invuln right there to get my full damage out of my special. Yeah, straight 2500s, dude. You'll love to see it. Just look at that. Look at that damage. It's so nice. Okay, so look, I get it, Protoss. I'm not really getting too much out of this here. Activates with standing still for a blow, 250. Not really needed. 12 seconds. Standing still will grant you brief invulnerability. I mean, it resets my defensive, but it's not that my limits are always going to be down. Reduce my special cooldown by 2 seconds. Considering how I always have something on cooldown, that's really nice, because now my special is just on 2 seconds, dude. I can just use it every other ability, so that's really nice. 9 times out of 10, this area is super easy, but then the one time your DPS sets, it always feels like, yeah, your DPS sets, or I get the harp to where you have to keep moving or stop moving, and dude, my movement, or I just take every item that slows me down. I'm like, I hate everything in my life. But to catch you up, D3, my build, I have the trinket that makes me not crit anymore, but I just deal 50% more damage. So my special is just hitting like a truck, as you're seeing here. So you can see here, yeah, without even trying, that's just a casual 1k, 2k just about for my special. And now the fact that I have the brush, which means my special is just ready every other cooldown, this is just ridiculously stupid, dude. But anyway, welcome to Shira, the Rabbit of the Moon, the final boss of the run. And even though she's the final boss, she's unfortunately pretty easy compared to some of the areas. Because her moveset, I feel, just doesn't challenge you as much. Now, it does involve attacks from all the other areas, for instance. So yeah, you can see matching colors from the Emerald Lake side, for instance. Alongside some moonbeams here from what you'd get from, more from the Red Dark House, which is one of the areas we didn't get to see. Cleaving from one side, from King's Keep, for instance. And see, just keeps going on from there. She combines all the elements, but it really sounds hard. To me, she isn't that hard, all things considered here, I'll be honest to you. Now granted, am I able to even clear a single area on Lunar yet? No, I have not been able to, so I'll see how hard those clears go in the future, yeah? So we're getting these squares again from the Mati Paladin fight. So just got to understand where we got to stand as she pushes us out and around. Usually getting to her is harder than actually fighting her. True, but if that's not storytelling, I don't know what is, of a lover who I won't spoil the campaign necessarily. It's not the best, you know, single player campaign necessarily, but it is, you know, cute enough for what it does. And also just the reasons for the plot plus some of the characters are pretty funny, all things considered here. So I'll leave that to you single player Andes. Because I believe you can only get the single player content when you can only, you know, get the campaign interactions for when you're, you know, actually playing a single player. You can't do it online from what I've read, and I've only played solo, so I tried it pretty fast, and I enjoyed the story for what it was enough. But it's a roguelike game. You're not getting that much of a story unless your name is Supergiant and you made Hades. You're seeing here, yep, just dodging around, making sure that I'm obeying where the beams are going, and also where, let's say where all the squares are constantly spawning here. Now the main thing as well is that Shira is also just a straight DPS chat because of the meter and this attack that you're seeing right here. She's charging an unavoidable attack, so we have to, ow, darn it, so we have to, exactly so, defend ourselves on that end. Because once that meter fills, you're taking damage unless you steal yourself! And by that I mean using your defensive trait, like so. She rotates that attack constantly in her fight here, so on higher difficulties, you will have shorter, I guess, like reprieve attacks in waves, like these ones here, before she does that again, and with lesser and lesser warning over time. So because of that, she is, like, well, of course, every MMO boss will be a DPS chat. The fact is, she is going to be the biggest test of time in showing, can you consistently deal damage while absolutely hitting her? Because as the fight drags on, I feel like your patterns actually do get harder. And not to mention, of course, too, you're trying to use your defensive more proactively at the higher levels in using it for its traits, like me using it for the counter and the Astra. and how I don't have it on cooldown because I exactly used it for the counter and the Astra, and I got greedy, so I'm taking that hit. I pressed counter with the wrong item, but it's fine. With the wrong ability, but it's fine. Is that his turn gone? And that is the last Adept Palette that I didn't have yet. So wonderful, because I hadn't done a wizard run yet, I don't think. Are you chanting her for, what, 1500? Just about, because if I go through my items here, I got Chartreuse Proxy first, so whenever I have a buff, more movement speed and 25% more damage. So, of course, staying in my wave lines is 15% damage, plus 25, so 40%. I got Stuffed Rabbit, so 20%. So, already now, I'm sitting at 60% more damage. Kyono Omikuji. All damage you increase is increased by 50%, but no more crits. So, that's 110% damage. Plus his cooldown being lowered. Plus, the charge from my Lot Moonburst. So, 924 with my current level. If I press everything plus counter, 1749. Not even counting, you know, what variation there should be. So, pretty good, all things considered. Consistently holding above 1k. That's a pretty nice run. Very, very happy. And that is almost 50 minutes of a run for YouTube content. So, that's pretty funny. So, probably let's do one more Rabbit and Steel, and then I'll swap to Dicey Dungeons tonight. So, I'll just keep going through for everybody in YouTube here. I'll just go through each of the crosses one by one. And I also will say, for future Rabbit and Steel games, especially when I get to play it with some of my friends later on, if some more of my VTuber friends, or even some of my IRLs get it, I do want to mod myself into the game sooner or later, because my favorite character so far has been Spell Sword, and also Dancer. And I feel like I could do great outfits, considering how simple the art style is for both. But let's go on to Assassin. So, we'll go through her toolkit, one by one, all things considered here. I think I like the Adept Green the most here. But, alright, so, primary is a Swift Cut. So, 100 damage twice, so you can see here, as opposed to Wizard being a lot slower DPS but harder hitting, Assassin hits twice. So, anything that can crit twice or so, as denoted by those exclamation marks, or anything that prots twice over would be great. We have our secondary Knife Juggle. 50 damage 3 times to targeted enemy from a range. If your defensive has 5 seconds less on its cooldown, it will reset instantly. So while my quick cut is far away, it is closer range, so I could easily miss, I could just press my secondary instead to deal guaranteed damage, but it does slow me down a little bit here. I hate that I like you, class. I find Assassin pretty fine, considering how a lot of the gear really does benefit you, I feel. I find, funny enough, a lot of people love Heavy Blade. I really dislike Heavy Blade, but that's just because I don't like the playstyle as much. But that'll be for another YouTube video. The main bread and butter with Assassin is here. Assassinate, your special. Deal 250 damage to a point in front of you. Deal 30% more if the enemy is facing away from you. So, 250 damage or 231 on that random roll there in front, but behind, 502 with a crit. That almost doubled me well over my initial damage. So, the main thing that you're looking for all the time is to get behind enemies. And the main thing to note as well is for bosses, whenever they transform into their animal forms, you will always get guaranteed bat stabs, and that is, by the dev's own admission, to make it simpler instead of frustrating. So, Assassin can get their DPS increase very easily, but the main thing with them is from, not just from the bat stab from Assassinate, but from here, Shadow Step. Vanish from sight for 3 seconds and gain invulnerability and a momentary speed boost. Also erases nearby projectiles. So, first and foremost, it's one of the best defensives in the game because you get a huge speed boost as you see, and you gain Vanish, to where instead of being invulnerable for 1 second, that's invulnerable for 3 seconds. So you can cheese so many boss mechanics by just not moving at all, or just being like, haha, no, 1, 2, 3, your attack's over, now my Vanish is over, and now I'm good. Or, you could use that attack proactively, because Vanish. Disappear and evade attacks until you use an attack. Increase damage dealt by 30%. So, an Assassinate from behind 367, but a Vanish for 30% more damage, 438. So, moves your damage line up a little bit if you want to cancel it early. And remember, your secondary resets your special if it has 5 seconds left on its cooldown. Your primary has a 15% chance to reset your cooldown, your special at any time. So, you are constantly looking for ways to... you are just constantly holding your primary until 5 seconds are left in the cooldown. Then, or pressing your secondary once it's 5 seconds, then pressing Vanish, and then going in with that extra move speed to get behind your enemy and backstab them. It seems like a complicated game plan, and it kind of is a little intimidating, but as you play Assassin, it becomes pretty diegetic to understand with, okay, this is what I need to do. You can play very, very safe with it, considering how your defensive always has a chance to reset, and all things considered, it's a pretty fun playstyle in my opinion, to be able to just run around or also just say, haha, no sell on some of your abilities. Ooh, I still got the backstab off, nice. The main thing with her too is that you want to be constantly making as much use out of your backstab timing as you can, considering how, it's his face. It has 2 cooldowns, so you are incentivized to get the resets as fast as possible. That way you never are stacking up on the cooldowns for your special. You're just constantly moving that damage line up. So, let's see what our first build item is. Your special has a 50% chance of giving you haste for 8 seconds. Haste is increases your GCD or global cooldown. So anytime you use an ability, it has 1 cooldown, more often than not. So you can see my Vanish is 12 seconds cooldown. But, or like my Assassin has a 6 second cooldown. That's a global cooldown of 1.2 seconds. All of my abilities here do. So that just means, you know, it takes 1.2 seconds to cast it. Defense's cooldown becomes 10 seconds and start to increase movement speed. So decrease it by 2? Not really worth it. Special increasing my damage line, and also giving me more chances to reset Swift Cut, to have Swift Cut reset my defensive is really nice. That even though I could increase my primary damage, I'm going to be using my special a lot anyway. So if I can get haste, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, just right. I'm already drawing out a lot more hits, so a lot more resets to come around too, just from that. Just look at this. My damage just keeps moving. I can just cheese the turbulent winds right here, considering how I can just say, nah, I don't feel like dealing with all the winds. I'll just move naturally thanks to Vanish. And once again, you're seeing how stupid Vanish is. Oh, I should have had that kill. Just for being able to cheat. Because, yeah, Assassin is the biggest purveyor of just not understanding, of not having to understand boss mechanics if you don't need to, or just being able to cheat a lot of them as well. Defensive additionally deals 100 damage 3 times to enemies facing away from you, so I can increase movement speed. Very nice! 300 damage, basically giving my defensive some damage potential considering how many times I'm going to reset it. Every 20 times your debuffs that you apply deal damage by spark. Pretty decent. I don't have AoE, but it's alright. And my primary is hitting twice over, so every 5 casts basically, considering if I'm going to be rotating my defensive. Getting a brief speed boost every time your secondary is used, moderately increase your move speed. I am using my secondary a bit, and it would counteract how I'm slowed down, but I think I like Reaper Code considering how I'm just going for full resets. Yeah, Turbulent Winds is my least favorite status effect in the entire game, just due to the fact of, you know, the fact that it just says, no, you don't get to have fun. You have to obey this stupid movement mechanic. It is not a good feeling to me at all. I miss that backstab as well, and I feel bad. But I got that one. There you go. Is that your major death flag for a run? Oh yeah, because while I'm playing solo, I'm kind of covering up D3 on my test spots here for you YouTube people, but D3 saying that assassin players being able to cheat is good, but but cheating just because you say I don't ever want to understand this boss mechanic is bad, because in co-op, a lot of the mechanics change from solo to co-op to where instead it's like you have to stack or spread like a traditional MMO, or some damage markers will follow, exactly so, and assassins who want to cheat will be like, yeah, I can cheat, but you might leave your teammates out to dry, because it might be, I have to move to you or move away from you for this mechanic to work, and it doesn't help out there. No wonder randomly resets your defensive. Now resets your defensive every 5 times this ability is used. Instead of a percent chance, it's a guarantee. Could be better, but I don't know about that. Resets your special defensive and gives you a brief boost to movement speed. No wonder it deals damage. Interesting. I do like that considering how my entire line is special and defensive. Ghost for 3 seconds is, instead of gaining movement speed, I'm slowed, but I deal 60% more. Damage is reduced but hits multiple times. I think I like Garnet Knife Juggle considering how I just want more resets. So the fact that it has no global cooldown means it's just all about my primary and my special. I just get to keep moving things along. I'll buy a level and I'll sit on this then. But yeah, that's real nice, because now it doesn't slow me, and I'm just only concerned about hit, reset, get these bat stabs, and just keep this line moving. Okay, so that was a very bad dash. Not only did I take damage, but I also dashed to the mouse where the mechanic wasn't even going on to. So, very bad failing on my end for understanding the assignment. And I was looking at my cooldowns instead of paying attention. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of stupid damage, and for no particular good reason. So let's stop this, Druzy. Let's stop this. You get 2 damage. You'll get 2... You'll get, what's his face? 2 health at the treasure spear, meaning you just can't take any more now. So that was just stupid of me. Yeah, you can see there, it's like, I was just kind of absent-mindedly playing the game, which is not the best thing ever. So let's just kick back to actually, you know, trying to play the game as it's intended to. Ooh, almost took that damage if not for my secondary resetting. Resetting my defensive right there, thank goodness. I'm trying to play so close to this corner right here, so I can get my bat stabs off, considering how this lady's just only going to stand on the one side. That's a lot closer than I want it to be again, but we're fine, we're fine. I got all the bat stabs that I could have asked for right there. Alright, these bozos. I don't like these two considering how, since my only, I guess, technical AoE is my, what's his face here, is my primary, because my bat stab isn't going to be anywhere near hitting both of them. I just don't want to accidentally go into the orb in the middle right there while it's still going off. Just deal what damage you can, Cruzy, because you know you don't have much other of a choice here. And I would love to get some bat stabs off, but they are making it mighty hard to do so. I also messed up my rotation right there for a little bit, but it's all right. I just, you know, I can't bat stab both of them at the same time, and it hurts my soul. It's like, I just want to bat stab them. I want to get my damage going, dude, but I can't get my damage going because I can't bat stab both of them. Yeah, if I took the one trinket that allowed me, that gave me spark, this fight would be going a lot better. I also just missed my bat stab completely because I'm an absolute buffoon. But instead, I'm just gonna have to whittle one of them down faster, hopefully. But you're seeing here how I'm having to slyly snake around a lot more as this fight goes on. With how they are asking me to obey tethers. And I want more mechanics off of that. I want to go out of the range here, but I'm trying to just obey all the hits. It's just my damage profile, dude. I can't hit them for half of the AoEs and all. I greeted right there, but just because Vanish is a trait, and I want to just get this extra bat stab damage, dude. This fight's going on a lot longer than I wanted to, and I need to kill one of them sooner or later. Okay, tether's good. Tether's good. Reset, please kill, thank goodness. Now I don't have to obey tethers anymore. I can just deal with the one of you here. Ah, yeah, you seen? This is the problem. Like, on hard mode and onwards, if you aren't passing DPS checks, the enemies will just straight up kill you. And that is just me not having AoE because I'm assassin, dude. That is a problematic run, unfortunately. Oh well. We'll give that one more try. If I took Spark earlier, then I would have been fine, but that's just assassin things. I had all the damage in the world just from, you know, being able to say, haha, I backstab all the bosses and I'll deal so much damage, but I got Church Mouse, which is the one, I got Church Mouse as my first area, which is the one area that asks you to have ways to deal AoE damage. And I don't have AoE because I'm assassin. Compared to my wizard run, to where it was just so easy, I didn't even have to think about it. Instead, my small area single target damage just was like, you drown. Oh well, that's just how it goes. Your special is increased, your special cooldown is increased by 2 seconds but deals 40% more. Take no damage, or reset your defensive. Give me my special because I need to pass DPS checks. Yeah, what did that casual 1k, dude? What did that right there? I'm surprised I still got that bad stab on them, though. I'll be honest there, Chief. There we go. Some kinds of area of effective possible. Yeah, but I greeted on getting special damage right there, and I was hoping I wouldn't roll Church Mouse, so that's my own fault, but it's whatever. Like I said, it's my own fault. Your primary's damage is increased by 40%, but your special's cooldown is increased by 4 seconds. Don't like that. My special's really big. Your secondary strength becomes your special and defensive cooldown added together, multiplied by 10, divided by the number of times your special hits your target. So, 51 damage right now. So that is 6 plus 12, so 18. So, 180 damage divided by 3, that'd just be 60. Horrible. I don't like either of them, so I guess I'll take the Sapphire Violin, which ain't even the best either. Every 18 seconds, grants allergy to all your allies. Breaks damage if you take damage twice. Starts battles on cooldown. So every 18 seconds, I did stay at a flat 30% damage buff. But, you know, I'd really be sitting higher. Actually, no, I'm sitting at 8, so that'd be 200 damage. Divided by 3, so I'm still sitting at like 18. Wait, no, hold on. Don't do math on stream. What am I doing, Cruzy? Do not do math on stream. 200 divided by 3. That damage from my secondary. Oh, I am embarrassing myself so much right now. That'd be 66. My secondary deals 51. That does not move the line up. I can increase the primary, but everything I want is around my secondary, so I'll just take the violin, dude. It just sucks that, you know, it starts battles on cooldown. Because if it didn't, I'd be very happy with the amount of damage that I'd be able to just start dishing out in general otherwise. But since it takes so long, I'm just gonna get most of its value on boss fights instead. And so it's not necessarily the worst thing ever. Ah, she turned around, so I didn't get the bad stab. That's right. Oh man, dude. Because right, at least for the red traits that give you, or the red, items that give you buffs in exchange for they break over damage. This one, the violin is geared more towards your team since it gives everybody a buff as opposed to selfishly. So that kind of sucks for me playing solo. Deals more damage, has no rollable cooldown, only hits once. I'm fine with that, all things considered here. Because that's a huge line. What's burn? Ooh, actually, I will take that instead, considering how my special deals more. So, burn is a very creative status effect. Unlike other games where burn just ticks down over time, burn in Rabbit and Steel instead will apply for will tick down for 5 seconds, and then at the end deals the same amount of damage that you dealt initially. So if I did a bat stab for 1k, 5 seconds later, that'll be a burn tick for 1k. Immediate copying that right there. Increase my special damage by 20%. Give me that. Oh, this is gonna be stupid. I'll save the rest of my money. So, it's 420. 420 plus 30% from Vanish. So that's just already going to be wildly stupid. So let's just have some fun with this. So welcome to the Star Wars Nest, by the way. The home of the crows. And the main thing here... Oh, God! I hate mana more than anything in this entire game. Because that's already a tick on my violin down. I need to move to this side. I mean... You know, I fucking hate this one crow in particular more than anything, dude. I already lost my violin. Just because I understand this mechanic here, but I always forget about the gravity well, and it's just like... Why does she... Like, what? Why does she have to still pull you into the center for that fight, too, dude? Ah... Well, I lost my violin, but it's not that they really had better choices for traits otherwise. So the Star Wars Nest is all about studious crows who think that they're better than everybody, smile. The main gimmick with them is that a lot of them have very, very telegraphed attacks, but it's all about you have to set yourself up before the attack even goes off to, you know, not take damage from them overall. The thing is that some of their mechanics are so awkward that's just kind of like, huh? Because they incorporate a few things like gravity, which aren't seen in other effects. So yeah, gravity wells, as seen in any other video game, where you just get pulled towards a singular point. But, for a fight like that, dude, like, I've been trying to do my lunatic runs, for instance, and mana absolutely just sucks. Because, like, she pulls you in, she forces you to obey a circle, she forces you to obey that ticking timer that you saw right there, which is going to teleport you forcibly to a certain area after some time, so you can see here I'll teleport down then to the right. But the thing with that problem, too, is that you have to also obey that moving circle, and then it's like, what am I supposed to do here, Chief? What am I supposed to do here? Because the fact is, like, if I'm just into a gravity well, I don't have perfect movement, not counting for the abilities that also might slow down my movement, and then it's just, I hate that. Dude, I hate that fight so much. Probably one of my least favorite fights of all time. I always hope, because most of the hallway fights have 2 to 3 different patterns that you can get from them that vary depending on difficulty and also, you know, just your luck. And you can just get really unlucky with rolling some absolute dud designs, in my opinion, there. And that meta one that I rolled is one of the worst, in my opinion. This is how stupid it is. Compared to this one here, Saya, the Archon Crow, you've seen here, I'm able to diegetically understand all of her information pretty easily. Whereas with Mena, she just says, die. Because her patterns always involve gravity wells, and it's just, like, they don't always function the best, Chief. I'm gonna be honest with you. Gravity wells and like gravity mechanics in games that aren't space type games, in my opinion, do not belong in games. This is just a take from me, just because of like when it comes to, for some of them, like fighting games, for instance. Like, for example, I used to play For Honor in college. So guess what I had to deal with all the time? Vortex effects, vortex grabs, and everything like that or so. Oh, great. A grab in a 3D fighting game, for instance, that vortexes you into a gravity well? Oh, this sucks. Or just, you know, like a few other games. Like, yeah, I play with Magistrate, so Xfinity has gravity well. But that is just, like, I feel like that's just a source of frustration for a lot more people, more than creativity. And that just doesn't fit much in a PvP game. And same with For Honor, having a vortex that really wasn't much else. And it's just... Alright, on pickup, gain 30 gold. Just solid. If I survive the fight, I'm saying no power now, but it could really buff me up later. Every 50 times you deal, or you or debuffs deal damage, deal 1200, it's fine. Every 12 seconds, fire a projectile at your targeted enemy that deals damage. Cooldown instantly resets when a percent chance succeeds. The only percent chance that I have is the 15% from Swift Cut, so it's just moving the damage line up. 300 damage here versus potentially getting 2 traits at the next zone. Considering how I might want my special to be better, I think I'll take the coin. This is a very, very greedy take here, but we'll just see how it goes. Because once again, I've got no power now. Because that was just 300 damage draw plus anytime I get a lucky reset. But instead I'm playing towards, once again, the long game of survive the fight, make it to the next shop. So welcome to Twily, or Twilly, however you want to call her. The Valedictorian Crow. She is our final boss for the area here, and she combines, like with every other boss in our previous runs here, she'll combine everything from her subordinates. So you can see the locking chain, so it can only move left to right, for instance. The, the falling orbs and everything like that, and of course, the teleportation timers. Yeah, this is why the crows are pretentious. They think they're better than us by saying I can count down from 5 or 10 seconds. You count that high? I thought not. So here, the main thing that you're really going to understand is getting into the circle with these crows here. Because they want you to play their game of, alright, you want to get into the circle, but what if I throw all these weird mechanics, what if I throw all these weird orbs at you and force you to have to constantly move in lockstep with where my attacks are going? Thank goodness for Vanish giving me the speed buff right there. Hey, counting's hard. Yeah, I mean, gosh darn it. Counting is hard. I can barely count the double digits myself, Chief. I know we said VTubers are smart. Kidding. I'll actually just go ahead, use my Swift Cut just because my backstab is on. Dude, I keep rolling these 15%. Now, granted, it is a multi-hit, so that's 15% twice. But if I took the bow, my damage line would be moving up so high. Once again, I greeted for the coin. I'm hoping for really good upgrades in that case then, so we'll see how it goes. But here is the main meat and bones of the Twilly fight. The second phase has her doing this little showcase where she will show exactly and telegraph exactly what her attacks are and ask you to dodge them or find a way to dodge them one way or another. Because if you get unlucky, or like for instance if I was playing a different class that was an assassin, I could easily just be like, ah shoot, I don't have the speed to dodge this tether and now I'm just straight up dead. This sucks because I didn't get into position at the right time here. So just all about, like I said, the crows are smart, studious, they want you to understand their mechanics as you play along with their fights. Just being able to get in the right place at the right time. And this will only continue to get harder as the fight goes on, of course, so we need to keep moving this along. Now, I'm only concerned about, how many times I will have to sit through this, considering, since I took coin, my damage on, once again, is not the highest, all things considered, Chief. Oh, what?! Well, that's honestly a fair play right there, but, like, I shouldn't have taken that damage. Yeah, oh, I didn't press my special right there. It's like, why did I take damage there? If I took the bow instead, because, like, dude, the game is taunting me for not taking the bow because of all the resets that I'm getting here. My DPS should be way higher, and considering how I'm just using Vanish on cooldown, basically, anyway. Alright, so I need to trend downwards for the death lasers here. Actually would have taken damage because I'm a big fat idiot! Ah! Alright, we're fine. So I could have taken about instance of damage there. I'm just gonna cheat with my Vanish. Exactly so. I was hoping I could get a reset otherwise. But it's fine. You see, the patterns are only going to keep getting more and more complex as the fight goes on. At least for this one, I think I know where I need to stand on both ends here. Just stay nice, ready and upright. No, I do not understand. I'm at one hit. Alright, I really need to kill her so I can actually get my coin value, dude. Please die. Thank you. I don't want to die to my first area, dude. Because I'm working with basically 2 dead items since my violin already broke and my coin didn't get to pay off yet. Alright, we're good. I'll spend some of my coin to buy a full heal, please. Chance of resetting defensive is increased. Oh, if I took the bow, dude! Cooldown's a 50%. Oh, if I took the bow, dude. Seriously? Time to use the defensive is loosened. Fair enough. Cooldown is reduced. Oh, fair enough. All things considered here, Chief. Seeing as how I want my special to be stronger, I think what I'll do is I'll buy the opal. I don't know if I want the sapphire though, because the cooldown reduced cooldown is fine, but I think I'll just sit on this. I'll buy a few levels and I'll save up, because 25 is enough to buy a upgrade in the future, and I want to see if I can upgrade my primary and secondary at the same time then. Wait, why did I move away from backstabbing her? That's absolutely a boneheaded decision, Cruzy. Woo! I'm so low! Does I use my secondary? Like an idiot! Alright, we're fine. We're fine, we're fine. At least, Mav is an easy fight, just because you just keep moving around in a circle, and at least for me playing the assassin, she is not turning her back at all. So this is just free damage I'm getting to do to her. Oh, like free backstab damage, I mean, I'm getting to do to her. I would have taken that hit from that orb right there, so really good vanish. Yeah, my damage at 303 does not necessarily feel the best. Now, this is where I could easily struggle, ladies and gentlemen, considering how I need to keep applying burn to both of these bozos here. Oh, I somehow didn't take damage from that. Somehow. Alright. Alright, that's one dead, so the fight gets a lot easier. I just need to DPS check you. Alright, way better. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Alright, just one more rotation, quite frankly, because otherwise she'll enrage. But thank goodness the burn is still pretty decent, all things considered. I really need another offensive trade, because once again, I'm working with one item here, ladies and gentlemen, and it does not feel good at all. Hey, at the very least, I'm getting decent resets. I'm just not using my vanish until my burn wears off. Oh, she turned around at the last second, dude. Are you serious? Did I read for that? I would have made it in if I just didn't take the hit at the very end right there. So, idiot, boneheaded move, but it's alright, it's alright. Flush is just a tank anyway. It just takes a whopping amount of punishment, all things considered here. Don't use your secondary Cruzy because it slows you down. And the amount of times that you've almost taken a hit just due to using your secondary and forgetting that it slows you down is absolutely criminal, Cruzy. You gotta remember this. Alright, so I need to get to the blue. Alright, or I'll just cheat it with a vanish. They want to keep that burn ticking on you, even if it isn't a backstab. Get close so I can just get the burn tick. Backstab while I can. Good timing, then I can just get in my circles. Nice stuff, all things considered, Cruzy. Nice stuff. Okay, just gotta make sure, because if you stand in any other overlapping circle during that phase attack right there, you actually still will take damage. So you have to just stay only in your determined circles. Funny enough. That's a bad move. That was a bad vanish. That was a really bad vanish by me. I pressed my special instead of my secondary because I was trying to get close to get a burn. Oh, that's a bad hit once again. I'm just making a lot of boneheaded moves just because I'm trying to really play assassin as close to the line as I can here. The boss should be dead with this attack, thank goodness. I'll get 2 health back from the treasure spear, but that's 4 to deal with our boss. So I'm not feeling that confident once again because my damage on is so low. Whenever you use your defensive, apply Void to all enemies. Whenever you use your primary, increase movement speed and deal damage to enemies facing away. If defensive additionally deals damage 3 times enemies facing away from you. So 300 or bleed for 20 on each extra hit. But since I'm just all special based, just take the cloak, since there's 50 more damage than the primary one. I'm already using the special enough anyways. That's a nice reset onto it. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? Compared to the driving mechanics, the tether, that is totally fair, because I did kind of stretch that. But I'm already down to 3 hits, dude. This does not feel good at all. Alright. Oh, like what? We fought AV last time. I should be able to get her still, even with my very gimped damage, considering how I'm like... every single time I'm like, it'll be the next shop that I'll be spiking at. Yeah, I said that one shop ago, and it's about to be 2 shops later. Just, you know, just gotta keep doing what I can, because not like there's really much else to really hinge on. Really wish my special cooldown was reduced in any way. But beggars can't be choosers. At least my special is doing some damage. And at least I'm getting good. Oh, once again, if I just hit the bow, dude. If I really just hit the bow instead of greeting for the coins, I'm always like, ooh, economy, money. No, just if I hit the bow, dude, my my damage situation would be so much better. I moved into that because I'm moving too fast for my own good. Oh, dude, it's not even phase 2 and I already took 2 hits. I am not living the dream. I'll be honest with you here, Chief. But it's alright. It's alright. I should be able to do this. Gotta have faith in myself one way or another, right? Funny how much I am struggling with Assassin when she should be one of the generally easier solo classes, especially since you just cheat mechanics anyway. Or choose to cheat mechanics with your special. Should have used the Vanish actually for the backstab, but it's fine. No, dude. I've taken so much stupid damage that I really shouldn't be. I'm on my last hit already. No, this run's going in the dodge water, dude. It's not going well. Not going well at all. I'm just gonna cheat my way in here. Just because I wasn't confident in my ability to make it over in time. Right. Jab. Cheat. So I wasn't confident. Cheat. Just with the extra speed. Thank goodness. Alright. So we got through 1 rotation just fine. Now, how many times can I keep this up on 1 health? We're gonna have to see. I'm really gonna put myself to the test here, ladies and gentlemen. I might have greeted that! No, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Alright, I'm saving my Vanish for in case. I mean, I say that when this is a easier pattern. Please don't die to an easier pattern, Cruzy. Make your burns hit as hard as possible. Keep. No, I got clipped! Oh, dude, that just wasn't the best run either, though. Because once again, I didn't get a good treasure sphere for my second one, and breaking my violence so early really felt bad. Really felt bad. Alright, it's fine. I'll do 1 more Rabbit and Steel. We are gonna do Heavy Blade. Going on to another one of my least favorite characters, funny enough, all things considered here. So, Heavy Blade is a very, very close-range confrontational class, funny enough. Your primary is just a 220 damage AoE. I say close range, but you can see it's got a pretty decent, almost like a third of the stream range. But everything predicates off of your secondary, Dark Wave. 60 damage in a line in front of you, but crucially, and it does pitiful damage. You can see right there, that is just 60 compared to 220. But it charges your primary and special, so it's going to be part of your rotation always. And then, your bread and butter of the kit, Spinning Leap. Grants brief invulnerability and leaps towards your target. Has a maximum of 2 uses. So, if I'm standing next to my target, it just gives me invulnerability straight up. So I can cheese past like a mechanic or so if I wanted to, for instance. But if I'm far away from them, I will exactly so leap right next to them. So I could do that to cheese past some bullets getting close to me. And when it comes to, I also have my defensive brief invulnerability and places down a field that lasts 2 seconds that erases erases some projectiles and also is full invulnerability as well, meaning I can just, face taint whatever attacks that I want at that point then. Or, well, face taint, not really have to deal with those attacks at that point then. So it comes to, Heavy Blade, of course you want to stay close, up close and personal to your enemies, but you don't necessarily mind having to get some distance away from them, since you can just leap back to them with your special as you saw right there, and invuln through it. Now I took a hit on a bad attack while dodging a good one with my special there, so that's funny, all things considered. Let's see what we get out of things this time. You said there applies Spark. Deals damage to all enemies. Could be good. AoE is a little bit of a hindrance every now and then for Heavy Blade, and considering how I'm always using my special, that's really nice. I don't have percent chances on Heavy Blade, so Ninja Rope's bad. I could get the increased special damage considering how I have 2 uses out of it, but the smaller radius could be a bit of a problem. So I think I'll take the Spark. It's just consistent damage, and I'm always going to be using my secondary anyway to power things up. And if I get multiple enemies like the Church Mice here, well, I'm not gonna necessarily complain at all, because then the Spark AoE damage really gets to hit the spot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, actually best build. Smile. Alright, what else can we get out of here? All attacks, all damage you deal increases by 40%. Your attacks will no longer have randomized damage or hit for crits. And we have the bow again, which I should have taken my last run, but I have no percent chances once more, so useless on Heavy Blade. Abilities with a global cooldown of 1.5 seconds deal 50% more damage. Everything here is 1.4 or 1.0, so honestly the Yokai Bracelet's the only one to take. That does move my damage profile up a pretty good bit, all things considered here, but of course no crits. Always sucks for wanting, I want my damage to be really high, but it's fine. This fact is just nice, strong base damage. I'm never gonna complain about that now. Plus, once again, the other traits were just kind of dead to me. Because Lightning Bow is some damage, but it's not really moving my line at all, considering how I'm only gonna be activating one of those effects ever. So I might as well just take the raw increase, and it's just gonna be like my wizard run, to where no crits, but just huge regular standard stats. Alrighty, King's Arsenal. Supercharges your primary 3 times, so I haven't been using it, so no more field of invulnerability, but being able to supercharge my primary means, I'm doing double damage with it, which, of course, could be really, really stupid and really funny. Gives you a small boost of speed, global cooldowns fast and no longer deals damage. Bad, considering how I need to actually deal damage to apply Spark. Global cooldowns faster. Could be really nice, just having a faster cooldown is good, but I'm using it in tandem with my Sapphire anyway, so Consumes all uses of the ability at once, hitting once per use. Now has a cooldown of 4 seconds. So, more uses out of the Spinning Leap, but, it's less damage, and so I think I would just take the Shadow Barrier instead, considering how, just higher damage on my, well, actually, if I had 1 more gold, supercharged 3 times, and then I'd have the Sapphire, so that's unfortunate. But I'll buy the gold potion, which gives me 5 gold each fight, so 7 now for what is going to be 20 after everything here. I think that'll be good. With that, and I'll buy a level. So first and foremost, Leap. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to leap over to her with my special, as you can see right there. Making real good use of the space that I'm given. And I need to obey where all of those, where all of these squares are detonating at. Lunge with my special, and just keep moving like this. Like you're seeing here, like, yeah, one of the biggest strengths of just Heavy Blade in general, whenever it comes to knockback mechanics or people who demand you to move to space, you can easily just say, I don't even need to obey your boss mechanic, I'll move out of the way, and then I'll just lunge towards you, exactly so. Which is pretty funny to just watch, and also just to see in general, of like, yeah, I'm coming straight for you, ladies and gentlemen. So really, really big cleaves that I'm getting here. Lunge. And look at this damage, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's so nice to see. So yeah, you can keep going to side by side, but Heavy Blade actually does get to work her magic right there. I'm just saying, I'm coming straight for you. Hello, Tasha. My favorite NPC in this game. Just also, like, you talk in third person. It's really, if I press that button 1 second sooner, I would have been able to dodge that. It's really cute. Plus, I think your fight here is just nice, plain, simple enough to understand from a beginner standpoint, and also just a fun mechanic of a fight. Alright. Continue trying to cleave for as much damage as I can while there's 4 of her. 1. Oh, couldn't get 2 off, but it's fine. But at the very least as well, like, me taking that secondary spark trait is really good too, considering how much AoE I am also cleaving for constantly. Yeah, I did that a little early when I was targeting the middle toss, so I didn't actually jump at all. So I feel like that is very much so my B moment right there. I got nobody to blame but myself. She should die in this rotation now, shouldn't she? If I didn't miss my attacks, I'm gonna take damage here because I didn't get on the right side. Ah, darn it. That's a lot of dumb damage that I shouldn't have been taking. So I'll be going into the Marin fight with 4 health. Get Fluent every time you move 15 rabbit leaps, which is special. Do 70% damage. Whenever you erase projectiles on a race round, you gain counter. But Butterfly Hairpin. Whenever you gain invincibility, gain a random buff for 5 seconds. Considering now how I get invincibility from 3 sources of my special, my defensive plus my 2 uses of my special. 1, that's counter, that's smite, that's vanish. Yeah, that's really stupid, all things considered. That is really, really darn stupid to get. Haste. Vanish for damage. 1 more time, that's counter for even more damage. Yeah, I think I power spiked very, very well. Just with that, just with the Butterfly Hairpin alone. Because that is, you know, stupid to see how much damage I get. I get Flow Strength right there, which is just more damage than my primary. Counter, so 50% more damage on my next hit, so there we go. You're seeing, like, this one item by itself is blowing me out of the moon. Smite is 10% more damage, I got counter as well. Flow Strength for an even harder hitting primary, just another casual 1600. Like, oh my goodness, having all of these buffs is just great! I love Butterfly Hairpin, it's stupid, and it's great, and it's wonderful. You wanna push me? Nah, I'm coming straight for you! You see, like, as much as I did say Heavy Blade is one of my least liked classes, you know, I still have fun enough with all of the characters, so I don't think I vibe with Heavy Blade as much as some of the others now. That's because I'm pretty greedy with my stuff, and I'm not the best at utilizing her defensive applications, right, for her, what's his face? For her special as much as other characters would with their stuff. Now the smaller range here is forcing me to run around, but also try to be careful whenever this stuff goes out. Alright, so at least I got my damage out, and I got to use my my defensive before she toggled it off. So 1/3 of her life gone, so 2 rotations is what I'm looking at. Might as well charge my primary while I'm at it right here too. I shouldn't have used my lunge actually. I should have saved it for exactly so. When Marin does move, I can absolutely just whack her. Because otherwise, I'm just going to be missing my abilities entirely. What a nice little alcove I was able to find there, Cruzy. Holy crap. And then I took a hit anyway, because I'm an idiot. Oh well, it's fine. Look at that nice and big juicy 2k that I just did right there anyway. Alright, so maybe 3 rotations. I don't have to get through. They didn't chunt her for another 3rd, unfortunately, there. Also, missing my primaries in general is probably not helping my case for actually dealing damage as well. I should be doing a whole lot better on that end now. I got flow debts, which is just increasing my secondary. That's the trait that probably needs it the least. Yeah, maybe I don't know how many rotations I might have to sit through here, because I am not doing as much damage as I would have liked. Begin with, I'll be honest with you, Chief. Gonna cut it close. We're fine, we're fine. Perfect. Nice stuff, Cruzy. Yeah, I was about to say, this is gonna be a problem here if I can't reach Marin in range once she starts restricting my movement. But I can still find some clips on her, all things considered. Yeah, she should be dead. Ooh, one more! Thank goodness! Nice stuff. And a little small wolf pet trinket now. Nice! Alright. Welcome back to the Star Wars Nest, Cruzy. I will take a heal, please. I have 68, so damage is raised increased, but movement speed is decreased. Still need to deal damage, so can't take that. Put on a shorter, and now it's a maximum of 3 uses. I will take that, very much so. Maybe I will take that, just because of the fact that, you know, since I'm getting all the buffs, I might as well just take the damage increase while I can. And I have another use of my special anyway, too. So it's not the biggest loss in the world when it comes to me actually being able to deal damage. Alright, so I got the better meta fight at the very least. But I'm still not happy about ever fighting her at the Star Wars Nest ever. Just because I don't like her fights. I just don't like her fights in principle, just because the gravity well is just a stupidly obstructive. Well, not obstructive, but just like an obtuse mechanic in my opinion. But it's fine, because you saw there, that's a lot simpler to just go around in circles than just being like, go around in circles, but obey this teleport, and also obey this moving beam, and obey how little of a range that you have to move around here, too. Alright, gotta play it close to my chest just because I didn't get the best chains right then and there. But it's alright. Just look at this damage. Consistently getting 1k prots whenever I get roll counter with my specials is so nice. Haste again. Lat strike, 200% more damage. Just a casual 3k? Yeah, Chief, this is stupid. I really do think the item diff here has really helped me out compared to like my last assassin run to where I died just because I didn't take the bow like an idiot, dude. Why didn't I take the bow on that previous run? Oh my goodness. I should have taken it. There was a % chance. I was like, money is all I cared about, and then I paid for it so badly. Alright, make sure I don't take damage. Good stuff. The increased range actually did let me store a hit right there, so I guess I'll be happy for that end. Well, that's Alright. Yeah, the fact that I'm actually able to store a hit or two from so far away is actually still decent. I still took a hit even though I pressed my special right there, which is so unfortunate, but it's alright because you're gone anyway, Saya. Because I'll get the 1 health from the treasure spear at least. Feature special damage. Interesting. Gives me invulnerability an additional time, so that can re-trigger my hairpin. Grandmaster Spear is funny, but the fact is, I already have my special on a 6-second cooldown. I don't want to turn that to 10 with how much I'm using. Hermes bow, I'm slowed, so I'm not moving as much, so it's gotta be the rabbit. Just gotta be the rabbit. Water step, more MS. Stone Stin doesn't help me right now. 4 strength. That's more like it, ladies and gentlemen. That is very much so more like it. Alright, just gotta obey the teleports. Can't do much about that. Blast Strike. 3,500. You'll love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. You barely ever see Blast Strike come up as a buff. That's because, you know, when it's the best buff in the game of just saying, hey, you want to deal 200 more damage, 200% more damage on your next attack without any cost? Oh boy, would I ever, dude! 200% free damage increase on my next attack, no matter what. Stupid. It's absolutely ridiculous with how good it is. Also, me just rolling super from my hairpin as well is great to see, just because of how much I'm getting away with this dude. All right, we're fine. Water step, Yeah, dude, I'm just getting real nice rotation of damage without really any big compromise all instances here. The few big hits that I'm getting every now and then are great, and the fact that I've been able to use my defensive constantly just for the extra DPS instead of having to use it for, you know, survival, considering how well I've just been able to play so far, I am very, very satisfied with this heavy boy compared to my assassin run from the last round. Alright, stick to the left. Gotcha! 1, 2, 3. Buff things up. Thank you. Oh, counter when I need to reset my secondary. Unfortunate. Low strength. Never gonna complain about that. Yeah, and just keep twiddling around in circles, Cruzy. Because you are absolutely doing a fantastic job right now. Because Twiddly actually might die in the next rotation, all things considered here. Oh, I got super, and it's just gonna time out while I'm stopped in time. No! Alright, head the right, if I can. Super through it. Good use of my special right there, Cruzy. Just to expand my invulnerability and just say, yeah, no, you're gonna teleport me outside of the damage range here, but I'm totally fine, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, nice. Almost breaking 600 consistently for both fights right there is really, really good. Alright, we finally got the red dark house for this stream, ladies and gentlemen. Final area we haven't been to yet. Probably the hardest area that a lot of people consider. But I also do think it is a pretty fantastic one, all things considered, for just how it functions. Now, I do think I'll just spend my money here, my golden potions, to level up so many times over, because I still don't like the upgrade, seeing how it just disables my dagger. The red dark house is all about those orbs and AoE as shown earlier from some of the fights. And it's just going to be understanding where you need to stand in a very, very short span of reaction time compared to the other areas. Red Dark House is probably the most punishing for having you, for just, yeah, these dragons are firing these big, bright squares that are going to shoot these deadly beams at you consistently, and it is an absolute nightmare if you are not prepared for it, or if you don't understand the mechanics yet. Get in position! We're fine. But otherwise, like, I personally think I like this area music the most. Sorry, I'm on the right side. The vocals are great, but I think I like this calm version of Red Dark House the most when you're not in combat. But just seeing, like, for me here, like, just positioning around these enemies, I've known these patterns at the very most, so I'm not necessarily having a problem at all. But this can easily just be a killer area for any parts of your runs if you don't have the MS to obey the mechanics of each fight by themselves, or also if you just don't have a way to consistently deal damage in a wider area. Because the big thing about the Emerald Dark House, I feel, is compared to the other areas, the enemies aren't shy about staying in one place, but what they are, but in contrast on that case, and I also just took that damage stupidly because I wasn't, misplacing my area, they're asking you instead to say, you play ball by exactly the little space that I'm giving you, or you are absolutely going to get torched. And leave it to the dragons to give you a very, very unfair situation and say, well, make the most of it or die. Huh. I need to get in the range. So now here, for example, yeah, Chartreuse, the ruby dragon right here, gosh darn it, I twirled right into that hit, is one of the few mini-bosses who does transform the entire time, and she warps entirely how your fight against her goes. Considering how you are only pointing that one circle the entire time, unless you can consistently cheese the outside, for instance. Ooh! 180 damage to nearby enemies when an ability with a loot, whenever an ability or loot with a cooldown is activated. So 180 damage extra every time I use my special, or I just reduce the special by 2 seconds, so it's 4 seconds now, and I can just keep triggering random buffs. I think I'd like that instead, dude. A 4-second special cooldown, so I could potentially get, like, more bot strides, for instance. That sounds really stupid, and I like it. So welcome to Renale. Probably the hardest area boss in the entire game, because of how much she will constantly demand from you. You're seeing she's already putting me into a very tight box for where I can safely stand at all times, and she will keep doing this over and over again and just saying, are you having fun yet? No, not yet. What do you mean, not yet? You have to enroll in the right area or you're going to die to me! Oh, I'm not in the right area, am I? Okay, no, I'm actually in the right area. But, yeah, no, she demands probably the most out of all the area bosses out of you in terms of proper positioning, just because of how big and obstructive these AoEs are. Because you're seeing, like, there's like 1 or 2 good batches to stand on currently, and if you are not in one of those, you are getting torched by any of the assorted laser beams. So this is a lot of information. I dashed into it as holding the special button. A lot of information to try to even diegetically understand at a moment's notice. Because you have 2 expanding orbs, you have 3 big squares, you have 2 line beams that you have to look at and see which one has the lower cooldown so you know which side to stand on. But now EA demands a lot out of the people who go to the Red Dark House. By by choice, or by sheer bad luck. And she is, she's a lot to take in, dude. She is a lot to understand and see. And also, like I said, if you don't have the MS, you can easily just sometimes die to her. But thank you to some point Heavy Blade with 2 invulns, so I can at least run around some of these beams. Yeah, like this attack, for instance. She'll shoot these beams around, and it's up to you to understand in, maybe a second's notice which sometimes sometimes you may not be paying attention as much, or just not be prepared to see, oh crap, I need to press this button right now or I'm dying. And it's hard. So like, the patterns only get harder and faster, and it's like, I know I'm in the wrong place, I'm just gonna have to press the invuln button, or rather, there's a little corner right there I could have stood in, but I didn't see that. And so that sucks, so I think I'm fine right here. No, I'm not. I was looking at the wrong place. It's a lot of information, dude, and this fight is a lot, no matter what difficulty you're playing on. Just, yeah, look at all the laser beams going around, dude. Just consistently like, what is going on? I need help, I need help. Alright, one more rotation. But yeah, like, look at this! I think no, I'm not gonna be fine here. I had to press the vote button and I still got hit. Like, I still don't understand everything out of this area yet. I just pressed it out of fear and I would have gotten hit too, dude. But, like, Renalie, I honestly need a guide. Because she is an annoying fight if you don't understand her sight greeting, and I don't fight her enough comfortably to sight greet her attacks. But I got through it! One way or another, so we're on to the Pale Keep, which should be easier, thank goodness. Size is much larger and deals significantly more damage. Now it starts with 2 uses and gains a use every 3 times use any other ability. I could take that, or I could just take the levels, and honestly, I'll just take the levels at this point, because I'm just using my secondary every now and then. But that's just a 16% damage increase to the rest of my kit. So welcome to the Harp, which I didn't get the last times I was fighting here at the Pale Keep. But it's the mechanics from the Emerald Lake side as you're seeing. So stop and start moving all over again. And I don't like it for if you are a character with less than optimal MS. Because it just feels bad. And I would have taken another hit of damage right there. But thank goodness for that huge tip, dude. Thank goodness. Alright, we're fine. Get me my buffs, please, before I cleave you for 4k damage. That's ridiculously funny with how much damage that was. And thank goodness for my small lunges right there to keep me moving, dude. Alright, Staff next. I can deal with Staff because it's not the Yats. Staff is baby food compared to the Yats. And you know, the very, very big anxiety I always feel whenever I'm facing the Yats. Nice. Haste will let me kill you in my 2 swipes. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So one more treasure spear. What do we get today, ladies and gentlemen? The special only deals 10 damage and applies dose flame. Bad, because I'm using it so much. Every 15 seconds, gain Blast Strike whenever you use your secondary. Guaranteed Blast Strike is so rare. I could get the special damage, but I'm not applying debuffs. I'm only applying buffs to myself. So, guaranteed Blast Strike when I have it primed up and powerful from my defensive. Yes, please. So, welcome back to our Moon Rabbit. Let's do this thing. Press my secondaries. First, as I want all my buffs. Then get my Blast Strike for a 4k hit, dude! Oh my goodness, you love to see it. If I got like any actual buffs otherwise from my special prots, that would have been great as well. But just can't be choosers. Instead, I'll just hit the Blast Strike here for another 4k prot! You love to see it, ladies and gentlemen! Yeah, I'd imagine if I had super with that, that's another 30% increase. Alright. Just another casual 4k hit. Yeah, compared to Renalie, I am very much so in my element fighting here. Because, you know, Shira, unfortunately, is not as scary of a final boss as, you know, as you may think it should be. It's pretty, like, a lot of her attacks fall into the same lines enough, and I never felt them challenged considering how they are always the same attacks every single time. There's not really a change in the patterns, nor is there the bullshit that comes with playing in the Red Dark House, you know? I'll just go down. The Vanish, but I don't really care much about the Vanish, I just care about cleave hits. It flows strength now, so that's a 5k hit. Very nice to see. Yeah, the hairpin is the MVP of the runs. It let me understand how I wanted to build and sweat my special, and just go on from there, dude. Yeah, dude. The amount of block strikes that I'm getting from... Ow. That's my own fault, positioning-wise. Block strikes that I'm just getting in general from all my abilities. From, like, either the random ones, or also from my secondary is ridiculously funny. Block strike again! There you go, another 3k proc. I'll press for this. That's another 5k. Yeah, like, I'm just chilling, dude. It's no big deal compared to the one. I would keep kicking myself for that assassin run, dude. That felt so bad, considering how I could have had so much more damage, and I just greeted on, ooh, I can get money. And then I just died straight up otherwise. Okay, that was a very bad lunge, but I got Stone Skin as one of my random buffs, which absorbs a hit of damage. And I got it again, so that let me absorb another hit of damage. Okay, I didn't get it there, so that's my own fault. Steal yourself! Yeah, I'll just special right through it. Nah, I'd special. 1, 2, press my secondary for block strike. Perfect. Almost a 6k hit. Lunge. Perfect. Just keep moving, Cruzy. Just keep on moving along. Block strike. Thank you. Now lunge. And you can see here, this is just a nice, casual, chill run, almost, it feels like. Because I am in no way, shape, or form feeling like I am going to die. Now, I could easily just take a bad hit, and then it's just like, well, you're dead, Cruzy. But just being smart about it. I'm at 3 health. I shouldn't be putting myself in any dire strait anytime now, sooner or later. Hit. No, I wasn't necessarily in my best state right now, but we're doing fine. Run side. I'll check who that grade was in a second. Oh, it's you, Metsu. Weren't you playing horror games today or so, I think? Either way or so. How you doing, mate? How you doing? Thank you for coming on the love. Considering it's my first stream back in like a month, dude. It's funny enough that I was just finishing up my Rapid and Steel run, because I'm about to take a break before I transition to another roguelike, Dicey Dungeons. But I hope you've been doing well, y'all. Or visual novel Tiny Bunny. That's funny, considering how I am playing another hit bunny game that recently came out, Rapid and Steel. Now I say that as I'm about to switch games, but thank you for all the love. But yeah, I'll be right back, everybody. Just give me like 5 minutes or so to take it easy, and then I'll transition to Dicey Dungeons, like I said. Yeah, but anyway, rate. I've only been playing it solo, and if I check my Steam real quick, I have 43 hours on it solo. I need to get more friends to play with me so I can actually go rabbit raiding. But yeah, thank you all for the love, and I'll be right back. Hello everybody, I am back, and first and foremost, I'm going to turn the Dicey Dungeons sound down as I fix things up, because VTube Studio is, well, it might have just crashed on my phone real quick, so, give me a hot second on that end. Oops! In the meantime, I don't want to be caught on DMCA, because, since Dicey Dungeons, soundtrack is made by Chipso, I have been called on it, unfortunately. Due to YouTube's auto moderation system. So that's not fun at all, Chief. I'ma be real with you. Alright. Well, I thought it'd be bad soon enough, but you know, just gotta give me a second here, cause VTube Studio is once again not being nice. Hello for everybody still around that you're just showing up. I've got some trail mix beside me. I got some water because I finished my smoothie earlier. And I'm hoping that VTube Studio will reach it at any time soon. Come on now, phone. Work with me here. You know, I think I might see one of the problems. I'm still dropping frames, so it's not being the nicest. Oh, that is my VTube Studio crashing on me a little bit. Alright, it's decided I'll just reboot VTube Studio then real quick. So, oopsies, we will just go to technical difficulties in that case then. Oh, it's just my first stream back in forever, and my Wi-Fi just has not been the best to me. Even though there's really nothing specific or special going on necessarily when it comes to, I don't have anything else really running besides just once again OBS, Steam, and just my game, and oh yeah, and VTube Studio I suppose. But it's just like, oh come on, dude. I really just need my VTube Studio to just run. I don't even have it running that high anyway, for like its settings and all. There we go! Finally, everybody! Alright, we should be better. It took me restarting everything, but I have no idea how long that this is even going to last anyway at this point. But we're here. We're here to play Dicey Dungeons. That's way louder than I want it to be. I think I had it at rate 60. I keep choking this point instead of sound. But just what we have to still do, people. Jester's been done. It's witch elimination rounds. I am not ready for this, dude. I am not ready for witch elimination rounds. Considering I had a month for this, because remember, my last Dicey Dungeons had me failing spectacularly as her. So, here's to hoping that things go way better. I don't have high hopes, but one way to find out, ladies and gentlemen. That is a pitiful turn, dude. But, yeah, I want to be able to finish this series soon. I've just been having a great time with it. But there's more roadblocks that I would like to be able to, yeah, share an experience with everybody on stream sometime or so. Alright, you are dead next turn. So, it's a complete one series, move on to another. That's 11 season, dude. Oh my god. I'm going to die to 4-1 again. Well, at the very least, it's gonna be a pretty fast upload I can get, right? Right, guys? I'll just die 4-1, and then I'll just say, alrighty, that'll just be a Dicey Dungeons video of 2 minutes. Alright, I need as much infliction damage as I potentially can here. Without a doubt. Just hit this rose 3 times over, and then he didn't roll an even. The game goes on. Oh my goodness gracious! I'm so lucky. I am so lucky. Oh my god. Weakened to its elimination round. Get the Cauldron out. We are going Sonic Wave because you have to weaken enemies ASAP, dude. I feel like I've been a broken record whenever I've been playing Witch 4, but like, it's so necessary. It is so necessary. Gosh darn it, dude. I'm not gonna get to do anything considering a roll that sits into a sits. He rolled 2 1s though! I am very, very happy with that outcome. Alright. Weaken. Huge. Roll me a new die. Second Sonic Wave. Weaken both of his things. That way if he rolls well, at least he won't be able to do crap. Yeah! Deal 3 measly damage. Ah. How well was that one, Chief? How well was that one? I'll just toss the damage at you. At least I still dealt 3 to you back. I got 3 shield. So we're breaking even on this. Alright, pretty big, pretty big. Roll this out. Add shield. Both of his attacks are weakened again, so no matter how he rolls, he'll be able to block this. Just about. I say just about as he rolls actually perfectly enough to deal both sides. But look, I've taken 7 damage this fight. That's pretty decent, all things considered here. 7 on Pirate, and then I think I got Baby Squid next. Wish I had Wizard next, but I should be able to preserve all my apples. Put a dice in 2 or deal 10 damage with the Magic Spear. Don't like either of those. I don't think dice manipulation is necessary on my cards. Hit. Get Magic Missile out here. And then I could have set up Magic Shield actually. I'm gonna be leveling up after this anyway. So it's actually not that much of a problem, all things considered here. Yeah, just keep weakening the little baby squid. Oh no, he can deal some damage to me. Whatever shall I do? He can't one-turn me, I can tell you that much, so I'm fine with all the headbutts he tosses my way. Yeah, I'm sorry, babies, but I shouldn't be mean to you. You're a very sweet character. Alright, upgraded or prepared? We go prepared, and then we just take Hall of Mirrors. That way we can always have tempo going then. Sonic Mirror, Sonic Wave plus Hall of Mirrors for tempo. Cauldron me? Yeah, might as well get the Magic Shield since I have a slot. Ow. This is annoying, but guess what? I can still weaken you, I can still get myself set up, and then I have some insurance. Alright, so still get me more dice, please. I'm not doing too much damage to him, and considering how badly he does actually spiral and counters me for weakness, I really should just absolutely try to brick him as soon as possible. And by that, I mean, I can't screw around anymore. I just need to deal damage straight up. So, Magic Missile. Roll me over. Oh, deal 3, reroll the 5. That's another Magic Missile potentially. Or I can roll to an even. That's wonderful. You are dead next turn, sir. Plus I have 4 shield. You rolled only 6s. What are the odds of that? That's absolutely tremendous. What are the odds of rolling 3 6s in a row? 1 in 216. You know what? I will take that because that preserves my life. I should do Magic Spear just for the 10 damage straight up instead of the Hall of Mirrors play. Let's do that. Because Hall of Mirrors can be great, but I always breed and die to scaling, whereas I have a way to deal damage. I have a way to weaken enemies, but I want a way to just immediately blast them for damage too. Magic Shield, only % odds. But I might as well get it out here. That is very, very huge, actually, to weaken him. Then he actually can't do damage to me at all. Yeah, it takes sits from his end, but at least it's east. Oh my god, he rolled sits. I really wish I rolled an even at all, because that's half my health, dude. Like, are you serious? Still no odds? Okay, that this actually got hands. A lot more than I was asking for there. If I'd stare ahead with 14 health. Unironically, I can. Because if I change Magic Spear to just be Sonic Wave, I can just hit him twice, and he can only weaken me back. Because the weakened version... Sonic Wave, oh, it's just, dude, I might as well just get Magic Spear then in this case. The weakened version of Sonic Wave only weakens, doesn't deal damage, so I will have to burn my Crystal Ball just for my own sake of survival. You saw what I was trying to do there, Chief. You really did. Just such that I keep rolling 5s or 6s, dude. I want to use my Sonic Waves. Whatever. But this is totally fine, because now he's been weakened twice over. And I have some shield for insurance in case I have a dead turn. Yeah, weakened twice. Now I can just push damage agenda back, dude. What are these rolls? Absolutely. At least I got the Magic Spear out, but what are those rolls at all? Holy sh... Get Infliction out. Go back to having Magic Spear in. Yeah, let's chill on this, Dude, having Magic Spear at the ready is paying off so many dividends right now. Paying off so well. I need to have a better slot for 5 though. Because I say this as I chop on my showmates, as much as it is nice to be able to what's the face? To have Magic Shield to mitigate some damage. So I keep rolling high ends. I can dupe a sits for a Magic Spear and then maybe set up, but I don't have much else to really play on, which is hurting me very, very badly. Three weakens. I hit you for all of that fire too. That is really darn nice, all things considered. So the main thing is that I hit the cauldron, and then I should be able to just heal everything up afterwards. Dupe, and then don't even... Oh, I could then turn instead of throw the dice! Oh, no! My health! My sanity! My everything! That's so much unnecessary damage! I had her dead to rights! Oh, misplay of the century. Well, I'll just burn the money for the full heal, but I shouldn't have needed that. That is absolutely a misplay of the century. Alright. Bo is just going to hurt me for a lot anyway, so... Best thing I can do. Magic Missile is on evens only. I can do something like this. Wait, I threw the dice as a fist and Sonic Wave. Dude, yeah, I'm tilted after my misplay last round, but even then, once I hit fist, he's just gonna toss rots at me. Alright. Still a pretty decent damage profile. He's guaranteed dead next turn, but it just depends on how much damage he's gonna deal. It's still gonna be a lot. Yeah, almost. Well, more than half my health. It's not almost half my health. It is just half my health. Alright, so do I trust myself on Direwolf or Kraken more? Probably Kraken, I'd think. As much as I hate this fight, I have a crystal ball, so I can try to snowball this guy and get him out of here ASAP. So let's get a dupe going. Aldrin, a 5, please. Hit, hit. Cauldron, a 5. It's a 1. I'll just toss ya. It's dealt 12 damage. It's decent, but it's not the best. I hit Deep Sea Howl though, so no curse for me at least. Just my entire deck is blinded. So these are all low rolls. It's a big roll. It's a 4, 5, or 6. It's a 1. That's an even. Oh, dude, it's turn. I thought I could have the Kraken, but I don't think I'm gonna have him. I think he's just absolutely gonna overwhelm me. The fact that I'm cursed too really hurts. At least it's only 1 die blinded, but the fact that I don't even have my crystal ball yet is what really kills me. Okay, curse is out of the way at least. I'm just gonna have to bank on 2 magic spears maybe at this point here. It cursed me at the very least. But I'm probably gonna have to burn this crystal ball. Alright, we won. We won by the good graces of the gods above and my crystal ball. Thank goodness gracious, dude. $15 health on a dire wolf. I don't like it at all, but I'm gonna have to see how we do. Sits immediately. That is very huge. Weaken him once. The shield's actually useless. He's just. I didn't throw the dice. He's just going to poison me, basically, with the cause. Now I could have used the shield at this point, but let's be honest here. I am ticking to my death. Oh, if I lose by 1 damage, dude, I'm gonna hate it. Nah, I'm just dead anyway. I hate the witch. I hate this character, dude! Can I just beat the stupid elimination round? Please! Please! I made many misplays there that I shouldn't have gotten away with, but I hate this character. I hate this character so much. I want to finish my Dicey Dungeons series, but I don't think I ever will with the witch. It's just this darn elimination round too, like, it's so annoying with how bad the witch has got it, considering how upgraded gear for the enemies makes it so easy for them to just surge and go off without really even having to do much. Whereas you can't one-turn them as much as the other classes would, and it's like, you might say, yeah, that's under Blunda, but at the same time, I am pleading with you and saying, I need help. So I feel like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, and I'm just dying to 4 or 5, and it's just, it doesn't feel good, dude. It does not feel good. I can do all I can here, but Gardner might legitimately just one-turn me. No, he cannot. I was thinking a fraud who could one-turn me with the sits. No, I will whip past Gardner at the very least, but it does not feel good. Let's go for freeze this time. Let's try freezing the enemy to death instead of weakening, because I always try weakening. Let's just go with freeze. Alright, Stereo Head. You could crit me so easily. You really could, my man. Oh, we don't do that, please. Very least you're gonna be weakened, so your attacks are gonna be weaker, but you're just gonna keep weakening me. I don't necessarily appreciate this. I will keep freezing one of your dice at the very least to keep your damage at a minimum. Like it or not, you hitting my magic missile constantly is actually hilarious for how that is helping me out here for my damage profile, considering how I keep rolling a 6 by accident. You wouldn't have been able to use that 6 if I didn't freeze it. That's actually so sad. But good. 8 damage on a Stereo Head fight. You're fine. That's not bad. We have the Dryad Net, so I can preserve my apples for next time, and I'll just go ahead Crystal Ball now. Exactly so. Freeze. Do this. I will get another Ice Shard out for the future. Maybe I could do it now. I could just freeze her over. Freeze both of her dice. Or 2 of her dice. Yeah, have fun taking that down. Nice 1 damage, idiot, nerd. They can just do hit, hit, hit. Great, dude. This damage is wonderful. Yeah, nice too. Oh no, you're gonna poison slingshot me eventually. Honestly, I will actually let her have a turn, because I can kill her, but I'm gonna level up after this fight. So I want to have my Crystal Ball for the Marshmallow fight. It's tactical inting. Tactical inting, everybody. Because now, I have Crystal Ball to just use in Marshmallow and try to burst him as soon as I can. Yeah, give me an upgraded slot this time. I might as well just keep being contradictory to what I've been doing for my last run. So I kept going weaken, for instance, so let's just do this instead. Fairy Spell would be nice if I already had that up, but otherwise, I think we're fine where we are, because Ice Shard and Magic Missile are actually a pretty good combo, all things considered. So get that going immediately here. I would like... If I freeze you twice, this can only deal 1 damage to me, ever. Ever at all. So that is exactly what I will do. Get 2 Magic Missiles prepped, and I should 2-turn you. Because nice, even an odd sucker, deal 2 damage to me. Great. And I'll see you in the morning. Oh, very, very solid and nice fight. I can just grab an apple and be done with the 4 at full health. Alchemist, Haunted Jar, Fireman. Alright, let's do Haunted Jar and Alchemist for my level plan. Let's see how this... That's 3 1s, dude. That is absolutely 3 1s. Also, why didn't I put you in the upgraded slot? I'm an idiot. I could have rolled you twice. Now, I did get rid of a 6 at the very least, so that's pretty decent, all things considered, but that still is poison ticking on me. Give me a new die. 4 damage, get this going. Magic Missile just in my last slot, because I need to fill out my entirety for what I could potentially use. The Blight is going to hurt. I use the Blight. I think with him at 27 health, I would like to just keep my damage moving here. Freeze a die, hit him with Infliction, hit him for 6 again, Magic Missile, and then get a new Magic Missile for next turn. Very least, have fun doubling up. Yeah, nice 1s, nerd. Now, okay, he's gonna actually double me now. I thought he doubled me last turn. 10 health is not good, dude. Not good. I'll have to burn an apple, but I don't feel happy about it. Because the Alchemist could legitimately one-shot me with like a fire potion or whatever. Magic Dagger, I don't like considering my low dice economy. Let's see here, yeah. 8 damage. He almost could have one-shot me in one world. But it's fine, because a million ice shards plus a nudge for the future, so I can just do 1, 2, 3. Freeze all of his dice so he can't play the game. Absolute masterclass right there, Cruzy. Just having your dice do everything that you need. You love to see it. You love to see it. Freeze all his dice again. So yeah, he'll deal 8 damage to me, but he can't do anything more. Oh, baby girl. We are actually getting out of the woods with this one. We're actually out of the woods. I didn't need the apple, but I didn't expect to actually completely bombast the Alchemist like that. Double dice value dupe a dice. I will take the dupe and I'll put that in place of the Hull of Mirrors, all things considered. And we keep moving. Oh, I'm seeing my VTube studio lagging and my screen crashing. Not the best to ever see. Not the best. Can do something like this though. 1, 2. Fantastic. Freeze twice, so he only has odds to work with. Hello, baby girl. That is wonderful to see. It's a 4. Might as well dupe it for the 1 damage I can deal with it at least. Yeah, no evens. No evens. It didn't really affect you much, but a perfect fireman fight? I'm not complaining, ladies and gentlemen. Are you? Do 1 damage and didn't even die. I would only want odds, actually, funny enough, so that is horrible to me. I would have preferred a silver cauldron. 3 apples if I defeat a bully. Yes, please. I would like to have full that health, potentially. Alright. Toss the cauldron in here. Decent. I can freeze one of his dice. Just 15 fortune for the future for a dice economy, but otherwise, freezing any high dice means he will only be able to just toss his fist. Then, oh my goodness gracious, dude. I can toss an ice shard. Hit you as much as I can here. Yeah, hit with the inflictions. Because it's still 3 damage either way, and the fact is, as long as I get 2 freezes, that's decent. So yeah, a 6 and a 4. Dude, that could have been what damage? Just 2 fists with that? 14 damage on my face? Yeah, no thank you. I'm very, very glad that we dodged that thanks to the freezes. He's dead next turn, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it's just batches of 8 because he can't throw any rots at me. It hurts, but I got through it. Now, did he take 2/3 of my health? He did, but what more could I really do? Freezing was just honestly the best thing I could have asked for there. So I'm leveling up an 8, so that just means just eat all the apples right now. Do I need more damage? You replace infliction with one of those, potentially, but then that's 2 dice that I need when Ice Shard already requires so much. Now the snowman only wants odds. If I could just magic missile him to death, that'd be great. I am aiming for a 6 on any of my rolls, Chief. On any of my rolls, please. Thank gods I got a 6. Get 2 magic missiles out for the future. I feel like just being able to have a damage line would be big for me here. And how I want him to have as little space, as little room for getting me back on. All I need is to roll an even or 2. I didn't duplicate like an idiot! A At least he rolled only 50%, but I didn't duplicate an idiot. I'm gonna die to the snowman, because my freeze deck is exactly what a snowman would want to have, just going against another freeze. Another round of freezes. Why'd I toss my 1 in there? Oh, I also tossed the 2 when it's just evens. Dude, just kill me. Just kill me, dude. I don't want to talk about it. I have misplayed things to a catastrophic amount. Like, just kill this run. Kill this run. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk. I don't even want to. I'll die in dishonor. Why is it when I don't freeze? It's like, alright, there's a snowman. I don't have to fight him. The fact is, I need to level up. Otherwise, you fall behind in tempo so badly in this game, dude. Oh my god. I hate everything. Like you fall behind in tempo so easily if you don't level up in the later fights, and I need every fight that I can get. Sense that the frog is rolling super well against me. Really funnily sucks, but he is at the very least dead. It just comes down to, can I kill the Space Marine in time? So how much damage do you do, Mr. Space Marine? 10. Oh, actually, we're totally fine then. Really? Really? Well, I don't 6 damage to you. That's gotta count for something. Alright, well, I'm slowly being forgiven by the game for the sins that they have perpetrated. At least I get a crystal ball from it. But yeah, like, when we're talking about, like, fights that you just only can mitigate so much, talked about the last run to where the bully fight just absolutely took the entirety of my life. Like, it took 2/3 of my life, and I literally could do nothing about it. I was just kind of dead to it, because I can freeze him, but what more can I do? I don't have that much of a damage profile. You just start to feel the pendulum swing, dude, and just saying, nah, you don't have fun today, you know? Alright, I can burn one of his dice, but it doesn't do too much for me, unfortunately, here. Magic Shield only procs an odd, so I'm just down to my inflictions, basically. There's Toss of Sixes in there, and then I might as well set up the Magic Shield for the future. So such that my dice is either frozen or used. But what I can do at the very least is toss that right back to him. So it's still 4 damage. 4 plus 7, 3, that's 7 damage, all things considered there. So even if he does keep burning me, like I said, I'll just keep tossing it right back to him. Now at least I have some shield, so I can block this one. And then just say, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Hit, die. Pretty decent. Now, Pirate on 18 health, or Preserve the Apples? Take 1 apple, because I think I can deal with Baby Squid on a much more manageable scale. Yeah, still pretty decent. I will go ahead and spend, though. That's annoying. But actually, I still get to use Burning Light, actually, so we're totally fine. Wow, 2 5s, huh? Oh, I'm glad I potentially used my apple then. I'd be at 8 health otherwise. Nah, apple wasn't unnecessary, but it's fine. No, I'd rather not have my run immediately end on me. Give me another prepared slot. Let's try the double burns, honestly. Because I might as well have my high end of dice just be stupid. Because if I roll well, I roll well. Otherwise, I get to set up, right? Yeah, and well, it looks like I am very much so setting up to absolutely torch this poor squid. Oh, poor baby boy. Poor baby boy. He's absolutely got fried. Yeah, everything, like, all of our dice are just gonna point to the low end now. I still put the whole mirrors in, but otherwise, we are totally fine. Fight me sneezy so I can get to the shop. Always get yourself as many options as you can. Followed by burning what crap he could potentially do to me. I set up Infliction for the future, but at least his dice are burnt. And at least he didn't roll doubles. Good, this is decent damage. 6 damage to me ain't the worst. I might be able to get him out sooner or later. No, unnecessary. They're unluckily enough. He did roll doubles. You hate to see it. Oh, Sneezy, you absolute prick. That's all my health. That's all my health, dude. Deal 1 damage and get an odd die. Or deal 10 damage with Magic Spear. Replace my Cauldron with that, please. And then we can play towards odds. So at the very least, it's another Silver Cauldron, it's a Magic Missile, or it's a Hole of Mirrors then, right? So we'll just have to see how that really pans out. At least for now, though, what I am going to do is absolutely press this man. I want to look for a Magic Missile to be able to use something better at the very least, or I could even find a 2-slaughter for that, potentially, is my thoughts. A 2-dice slaughter. 1, 2... Silver Cauldron didn't do much, and I replaced it instead of dealing a worth of damage. But good. Fact is, I'm going to get double poisoned over, but I'm going to level up after this anyway. So all I'm looking to do is just hit my Crystal Ball proc, and then we are chill for the cactus fight. Pretty good. I think doubling the dice value is way better, because then I could have that on double dice to guarantee if I get a 1, it becomes a 2, so I can find a better 2 slot. If it's a 3, it becomes a 6, which goes straight into my Burning Light. The Crystal Ball me immediately. Burn him twice over. Doppel dice. Get Infliction going. Hit. Yeah, just toss. I don't think I want a Hole of Mirrors. I want to 2-turn, or I want to 3-turn this man. That's so annoying that he got 2 sitses, but, you know, I mean, what more can you really do at that state? What I can do here is 1, 2, 3. I took 6 damage there, but it's fine. I mean, I say that, I'll see how bad Nets 4 goes for me, but I got my apples. So get an even dice. They don't really feed into each other. I think we just chill. Yeah, Handyman first, of course. So roll me everything, please. Get Burning Light, double up for the future. And a very successful turn 1, because if he wants to use all of that, he's taken 3 burns, so that's 6 damage. Not to mention how he rolled badly, so he can shock me once, but it's not really amounting to much. Dude, that's 3 6s. That's hilarious, dude. That's 3 6s. 1 in 216, once again. Shock, Burn, and Freeze. I don't like it to move my damage profile, as much as it is funny. Now this is a lot better, I feel. Shockwave on Infliction. So if I roll a 2 on the Silver Cauldron at all, not the Gold Cauldron at all, I roll a 1, double dice into a 2, I am very, very happy either or. Until then, we can just keep moving our profile like that. It's gonna curse me, do not appreciate. I got a lot that I need to play towards. That is very huge to actually get that out of the way. It's 1, 2, 3. Pretty stupid. I can toss a shield in there. Yeah, you want to burn yourself for 6 damage? Go right ahead, be my guest. Poison ticking is annoying. The fact is, I mitigated so much of that damage potential right there. What is not great is that you will live to see another turn. Because if I didn't double dice... actually, no, I had to... my double dice went away to the curse, so... Actually, not a misplay, just a bad roll. But I got lucky on the handyman fight. Can't be a beggar or a chooser now. So, apple again. 15 health against the rhino beetle. I don't have health for the apple. I do not like my chances. Well, if there's a chance, it's gonna be up to me duping. He could just legitimately kill me so fast, though. So I am not the most comfortable person ever. But what I am gonna be comfortable with is the weakening that I could potentially deal to this man. Because that's decent. 19 damage? I mean, if he put it all into Beetle Headbutt, but I'm still kind of dead in the water, Chief. I am very, very dead in the water, it feels like. Oh, I don't think it feels right. I think I am just dead, because the fact that I didn't get my cauldron again. Why? It was a good damage profile, but I just took too much damage. If I didn't take the damage from that direwolf, from that one bad roll, maybe I could have had it. These Witch 4 runs are absolutely so cursed, dude. This is try number 4 tonight. Oh, what is this? What is this? Come on! No, dude, no. You can't have me rolling like that then and there. Why do I keep rolling high? Why do I keep rolling high? I'm not going to die to this wolf puppy, please. Just toss the dice at him. He's going to double up on me again. I'm gonna hate it. I'm going to die to a wolf puppy! How unlucky do you have to be to roll the only high-end dice constantly? I'm going against the fraud, too! I'm absolutely cooked! He just one-turns me if he rolls any ones! If he rolls... Yeah, no, he just cooks me! I'm screwed! Straight up! Oh! I'm alive! Oh! I'm alive! He didn't get to play the game! Oh my goodness gracious. How did we do that? Legitimately, how did we do that? Alrighty, look. Let's keep trying the different equipment, honestly, because that's the only... I keep trying to force weaken, but it just doesn't work always. Let's try shock. Their win condition this time. At least a spell book is filled out. But oh my goodness, dude. Yeah, I might as well set up Nudge. I can't believe I got out of that the words with that fraud fight. That should not have happened in any universe, all things considered. I should have lost in floor 1 right then and there, and the game should have just been like, ha ha! Oh, come on, dude! Seriously? You're giving me all the low-end rolls now? Whatever, at least the shot is proving pretty effective against the pirate. You see that? This is what I'd prefer to get. Evens out the wazoo like that. That way, you know, he'd be spending 8 dice no matter what. Now, he keeps getting 5s, which I do not appreciate, but beggars can't be choosers, or at least he's gone. I'm gonna level up after the next fight, so hopefully I should be able to kill Sneezy soon enough. He'd have to 2-turn me, and I have a crystal ball, so I think I can breed for this without an apple. But we're still gonna press the button anyway. And now I am very, very even-coded here, but the fact is, it's totally fine, because shot twice means even if he rolls evens, it would get rid of one of the spikes, at least. I will press the crystal ball because I am not dying to Sneezy. Unfortunately, he still rolled evens, but you can't stop everything now. Hit me both shots. I keep forcing this, but I think this is fine. I really do think this is fine. Because anytime I can mitigate these characters with countdowns too, that's pretty good. Hit me a cauldron as well to keep on cooking for the future. Yeah, for a character with odd number dice, this takes a die completely out of play, for instance, which is very nice. That is annoying. Why did I even spend on the cauldron? I should have just tossed a dice at her. Yeah, like, look, that's effectively -5 on the countdown, as much as I can say. Hit. 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 Get the shot. Keep it going. And get a sits. Not a sits. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. I should have tossed the one last. I should have rolled the 2, tossed the 1 to be another cauldron. He keeps getting sitses, dude. He really does keep getting sitses on me, doesn't he? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm doing the best I can, but it does not feel like enough ever. There is no health there, so I'm going in with 2/3. I can grab 1 before the marshmallow, but let's see how much damage I really take on him. The bully's last guaranteed, though. Oh my goodness gracious, dude. What is this? I'll cash out with aces, because at the very least he won't be able to use something. Oh, he rolled 2 odds, so at the very least, you know what I mean. If you rolled even odd, then it would have been fine. How many 1s is that? Hello? Why'd I even put the magic missile? It's all evens that I'm rolling for anyway. Oh my god, dude, get me. Just get me an even. Thank you! Oh, and of course, he rolls odds anyway. I mean, it's not the worst thing ever. The fact is he keeps rolling my even out and away from me! Stop it! Thank you. Alright, what? Let's take the fireman and try to preserve both apples for after the bully. Let's try this. Let's try. See how this goes. The shots don't even do too much against him, just because any odds that he rolls instead of evens, he'd just toss in. He rolled 4 1s! How is that? What are the chances for 4 1s in a row? 4 rolled 1s. 4 rolled 1s in a row. 1,296 rolls for him to get that. What the heck? Hello, that is ridiculously stupid, dude. Anyway. Nudge that down, shot him again. I wanted to DOS the fire dice, but it's fine. It's 1 even that he got. I gotta deal 11 damage to him. I can crystal ball. I'll have to crystal ball. Unfortunately, so I won't have it for the bully, but, you know, I have to survive because I was 1 damage off lethal. Doubling dice value guarantees that I get an even. Huge! I get evens! Dude, I'm actually rolling it, dude. I get to roll just guaranteed evens just about. Or just something big like this. Heck yeah, ladies and gentlemen, give that to me. I do think I replaced one of my shots with a thing in the future, though. I replaced one of my shots with a double dice in the future. Otherwise, I can just be stupid like this. I can be really stupid like this. Oh, hello. Shot you twice. That'd be another electric shot. I don't need another one. At the very least, I got that 5 out of him because he just wanted to use the rock, so very happy with this bully fight, all things considered. Pretty decent, because I get back to full health. I'm going to replace a shot with a double dice, and check the shot one more time. Don't like either. Yeah, we're fine. Alright, Aurora. You and me, sister. Yeah, bean. Oh, wait a second! Instead of putting it into the double dice to make another, I put it into the spellboard and I got rid of my double dice like an idiot. No! You are an absolute buffoon, Cruzy. You are an absolute buffoon. It's alright, though. Gold Cauldron, my 2, please? Get this to be a double dice for the future. Wait, what am I doing? That's... Oh, dude, the 4 runs, the 4 witch runs I've had so far have absolutely cut me. Oh my god, this is such a bad fight, and I'm messing it up so badly too. I'm going to die to this. She's rolling well enough, and there's only so much I can do with delaying her, but fact is, she just keeps spinning through the weather chains. You can see, I've dealt no damage to her. I've taken all of this damage. It does not feel good at all. Hit. Give me an even die. Hit. Might as well mirrors me at this point. Shock. Gotta hit her for 6 again. Oh, I gotta do what I can, Chief. I might as well take the dice economy while I'm at it. Even then, though, I'm basically cooked for whatever the next fight is anyway. Shock. Witchin, Gold Cauldron. Two damage off. Not much I could really do there. I'm just kind of dead. Oh, I messed up this fight so bad because I played too fast and then it just didn't pan out. Ah! Which? Why? Why? The pain and suffering to the witch. I hate this character. I'm gonna... The day I can stop playing her is the day I'll be happy, but I know that there's the extra episodes too, and I will never be happy. Maybe I'll call this one my last one. It's almost getting to midnight anyway. He has 3 thorns. I'm absolutely just going to run myself ragged on trying to kill this Rose. I mean, what can I do? I mean, well, there actually was very much so a play I could have done. I could have just not hit him, but I'm totally out of my mind tonight, dude. Let me have this night just say, I hate everything, you know? Let me have this night to myself. Now I can take a hit from the gardener. If I survive this fight, I'm going to laugh so hard. Anything that's a 3 or higher, I'm still alive. Somehow. I don't know why I didn't use a 3. Dude, I don't deserve to get away with this. The game's being like... the game is very much so leading me on here. I liked the ice build before, so let's lead with this. Yeah, get nudge in here since I'm going to constantly need odds. Here's its sticky hands, so I can deal with him since he won't deal damage to me as the last one on this floor. I'm very, very fine with that. Dude, how did I survive that fight after that disastrous road start? I mean, I did it to myself, but once again, like, the game, I feel like is leading me on and just saying, no, this witch run will be different than the last. I don't trust it, dude. I don't trust it. This is run number 5 tonight. Please, please, please. All right, what? At least man, well, not man, woman is dying. Dryad is almost gone, and she didn't even get to poison me. I mean, I'm not too concerned about this floor. It's just the floors afterwards, necessarily, considering how bad the rap is for them. You know. The Stairhead will just be dealing a pittance of damage to me just about here, because I will always be weakening him one way or another, and, you know, at the very least, he'll be doing just... yeah, it said pittance. I can still deal damage to you. I can still deal damage to you. Must have just cracked a nudge in there for the future. It's not like I can really do much until I get an ice shard actually worthy of it all. I'd probably just be looking to actually have him deal 5 damage to me, so I can... I don't know what's his face. So I can still, get my physical ball for not... hopefully not to use that sticky hands. Because if sticky hands steals my money, then he steals my money. But otherwise, tactically get me the 1 HP needed. Oh, good. Upgraded or prepared? Prepare me a slot? I think having a nudge so I can constantly get an odd potentially would be good. I think that's the play. The sticky hands. Wait, you'd need to roll an even. Hey, brother, you want to steal my gold or you just want to run away? Well, you have 9 turns to figure that plan out. Let's be real here, Chief. You had 9 turns, so you're not going anywhere, Chief. You're not going anywhere. Oh, dude, actually having nudge to guarantee the fact that I will always be able to play an ice shard, no matter what. If I didn't roll an odds, I just get an even, which I can bump down afterwards, is actually hilarious. This man is stealing nothing. Blood really thought he could make away with my money, didn't he? Not happening. Not happening at all. Get the heck out of here. What do you think you're doing? Magic Missile could be nice on the Unfortunate slot, because then, instead of having Nudge, I can just play Ice Shard, or even. But it's 4 bots. I think I might use that better for some help in the future. Easy to a vacuum, fine enough. Hey there, Draco. How you doing, Chief? Been a little bit since we've gotten to talk. But, you know, that's just how life goes. Going for a Crystal Ball to Sneezy, I know is just going to be an absolute dastard. I can't freeze him twice because he would actually reduce everything to 0, dude. Oh, if I had Magic Missile now, this would be a way different fight, don't you think? Ah, shit, I can't freeze him. I will infliction you twice over, though. Because if he... yeah, I can't freeze him twice, because otherwise he just has to deal 12 damage. This is actually a conundrum of a fight! Oh, this sucks! That's a bunch of 5s. You know, at least I got the 5. He's dead next turn as one. No! The fact that he still rolled doubles at the end of the day. You dastard! You dastard! How could you, Sneezy? Whatever. Even busy for it. I mean, yeah, that's just how it goes. You know. Or just always busy with you know, whatever comes to be. And the fact is, I haven't streamed in forever. I haven't streamed within 3 weeks, but you know, that's just me with con and then family and then life stuff and everything. That's just life. What more can you really say about that, Chief? We're just making it work at the end of the day, and what more can you really say about that, you know? Now, I can't play things out, but I just can set up for 2 ice shards, because since the vacuum wants to keep draining my health, that's really the only thing is. As long as I can keep the drain low, because the blind, whatever, Chief, is it an odd? It goes in the slot. That is 2 things that are not odds. That sucks. But good. I got one of your dice. He's still rolling 5s. He rolled 2 5s. That's annoying. The vacuum just has such a simple set, but yet it still sucks to just see how much damage you take constantly from it. Now, at the very least, you are getting frozen 3 times over, so have fun with your stupid 1s, you idiot. You absolute cretin, you buffoon. You are dead next turn, Chief. Yeah, go ahead, blind my dice. You're only stuck in 1 health. And that's what could move the bar pretty badly if I don't have the way to kill him. Oh my god, how many evens do I have? We're fine, though. Because I actually do have enough damage with the infliction. Insane. Thank goodness. Magic Missile could have been good there, I'll be honest with you. I need odds for my freezes, so take dupe instead, and put that on the magic shield. A reusable 2 damage. I don't know about that, Chief. Infliction is already 3 damage by itself. No, wrong button. I want to freeze his dice, that way the handyman has the lowest dice totals. Yeah, nice 3 damage you're about to deal to me, you absolute idiot. You can tell how tired I am of this run, dude. I want to be done with this character. I really, really want to be done with this character so badly. Alright, what? If he keeps doing 3 damages to me, that's fine. I guess I'll wear him down slowly. I think I have 1 apple for him. That's just really what it comes to. Press you down. Turn you into infliction. To a infliction. But this is where it's really a problem, considering how he's always guaranteed to just get a sit thanks to the to this infinite spanner that he has. So with me having a 3 dice economy, it really sucks. I say that as I did my crystal ball, so I actually can make some magic potentially work here now. Do this. Freeze all of his dice, so he can only deal 3 damage once again to me, even if he rolled at 1. So I'm gonna walk away with 21 health. So 2 apples worth of HP restoring. I mean, it was a pretty good turn. It was a pretty good crystal ball turn, but what more can I say? I damaged my get as much as I could there. Nah, you're still Magic Dagger. I did have 2 apples, so 35 health, walking away. It's a rotten apple at the end. Let's go, dude. Very good 4-4 roll. Very good 4-4 roll. Alright, get a cauldron, please. That's a 6. Get another ice shard for the future. Actually, ice shards suck against sorcerers, so she'll just re-roll them with her own cauldron. Ah, crap, dude. Oh, that's a 1. That's a 2. That's pretty darn good, Chief. That's not bad at all. So I should be playing to my economy instead, don't you think? Potentially. It's that, or, you know, I can't also just keep hitting her hard like this, which might be the better thing. I will get Hall of Mirrors out, though, because I think Dicey Economy would be good for this. Because I would just keep getting chips from her. At least the freeze is going to be good against the poison apple, but she still has 22 health. I need to hit her so badly. So 6 is nice. That's an odd. Replace the ice shard. It's a 6, funny enough. Cauldron. Oh my goodness, that's another 6. Well, I mean, I played my turn out. She should be dead next turn. At least I froze her good stuff. Well, I say that one of them was a 6, which was useless. You gotta be kidding me! What is that damage? Come on! You dastard. Whatever. 5 and 4 on her rerolls. I know I froze her and it wasn't doing much, but are you serious? Are you really serious? That health recovery could be good. Could be, but I don't really feel it that much. I'll be honest with you, Chief. Because any healing that I'm doing is damage I'm not dealing. That's always the problem you are going to run into. Dupe before I turn it down. 2 ice shards for the future. At the very least, I froze a 6. So he can't curse me immediately. But I am on a ticking clock in probably 2 turns? Wow, that's annoying. Shoot, dude. Still not the best now, is it, Chief? It's still really not the best. The most I can do is just toss those 3 dice, but unless I get odds, which I am not, it's not the best. But like I said, what? 3 freezes? Pretty good, because it's only 2 damage from the poisons, and the fact is, I am not getting cursed. Which is what matters. Another ice shard is huge. 2 freezes. I should have crystal ball next turn, so it just really comes down to that. But can I even beat the poison apple at that rate? Actually, no, I'm just dead. Ah! Dude. Ah! I hate Witch, dude. I hate this character. One more try tonight. I'll call it a run number 6. But what can I do, dude? What can I do? Like, I'm always getting the same amount of equipment or so, but it's not like I can really move my damage profile any higher than what I typically have it at, you know? I can do all I can, but it's not really much at the end of the grand scheme of things. Magic Missile. Maybe I just stick to Magic. Like, I just rolled a lot of not odds. The very end there is what I'm also thinking of too, which kind of probably bricked my own chances, but you know what more can you really say at that point? Because I'm doing the best that I can with the hand that I'm dealt, but the hand is a very, 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 very weak one. That's also a million ones that I've rolled over my sir. Wait, I killed him before getting my limit break back. Oh, actual tempo misplay. Go back to the Sonic ways at least. That's absolutely catastrophic, I feel. To not have my limit break. against Sneezy of all people. Oh no, Chief. This feels very, very bad. Alright, look, I have a, that's a pretty good turn 1 setup, and he didn't get doubles. Just done me 6 damage. I say just, but it could be double, it could be worse, it could be worse. Roll my even. Well, I got no choice but the magic shield, because a 5 is not a 4 or below. Did get evens. You! I should have had a crystal ball already. I should have had a crystal ball already. I am kicking myself so much right now because I should have had a crystal ball already. Really? Alright, good. You're weakened twice. You can mitigate. Well, it's not like you roll doubles anyway, but what, dude? He went to one of the weak spots. I will take that as much as I can. A blessing for as much as you can account it for. I'm gonna need this health, dude. Against the wizard, I think I'm fine. But just depends on how fast I can kill him, of course. Perfect turn, perfect turn. I still got to play 1 dice out of Cauldron and got things out. He can't hold mirrors either, funny enough, thanks to the weaken hit. So I'm actually very, very happy about that. So we can again go ahead and press those buttons because I'm going to Magic Shield guaranteed. All that I'm looking for otherwise is, its face. Is how much I can move my damage profile up. By 3. Decent. Because I need the magic shield, otherwise I'm basically dead in the water. He didn't use his 5 because I weakened it. Oh, baby girl. I mean, it still is a turn I got to play. I'm up to 6 shield now. Poison could go through shield, but I got the weaken. Oh my goodness gracious. By the... Oh, fuck, I didn't pay attention. I was so distracted by the mercy and the of the gods right there. Dude, if he gets another 3, I'm going to stream. Okay, I am still alive somehow. But I should not be. Because... oh my god. How late at night it is. I'm being bailed out somehow. And I really shouldn't be. Prepare me a second sonic wave. And let's beat up Stereo Head. Hey, Stereo Head. We go way back, dude. We really, really do. Anyway, mind dealing no damage to me at all? Yeah, I'd really appreciate that. Because the fact that you can only weaken me, I will take that so happily said. Now, granted, I didn't roll away to weaken you, Bat, because I rolled high-end dice, 4, 5, 6. But hey, 3 damage is 3 damage. I have an apple for that. Oh, come on. Really? And I can toss a dice to you, but alright, good. My shield blocks part of it. I mean, I still get to deal damage to you. And then why would I add shield when I can just guarantee you deal nothing back? He got to do nothing anyway! Actually, that's way better, Chief. That is way better. Alrighty. Have fun, Stereo Head. Yeah, nice hustle, mate. I think I will try to get you to deal 2 damage to me for the crystal ball drop, though. Okay, I'll weaken you once, but I want you to hit me for 1 damage, please. Just 1. Perfect! Oh, the manipulation of the dice, ladies and gentlemen. That perks my spirits up a little bit. Because I did my limit break for next 4. And we get to chill. Drain health. Hello? Give me that, replace it. Oh, replace my infliction. And that is absolutely going to keep me alive so much, ladies and gentlemen. Hello? That's the first time I've seen that offered in the shop. I am going to be rocking that upgraded as soon as possible. My net slot is going to be upgraded without a doubt. What is this high roll and bullshit, dude? Hello? Why do I have so many sixes? Oh my... You can't make this up, dude. I can't do shit with this. Oh. If I put hollow mirrors on sits for the first time ever, it would have been nice, but I did not, so I am not getting shit. Whatever. Whatever. Put life drain there so I can maybe at least sap 3 health back for the future. I got crystal balls, so maybe it's just time. I time to fight the bully afterwards. In this case, then. Yeah, save my crystal ball. I say she's going to get some health back and still poison. Dude, I tried the greed. I really tried the greed and it didn't work out. Alright, what? I'm making away with 18 HP. That's decent. Decent enough. Even for the best. I'll take an apple for bully insurance. But otherwise, let's see what I can or can't do. What is this? Legitimately, what is this? Breathe, Cruzy. It's not the worst thing ever, but it is pretty darn close to it. Fucking nice, dude. Why am I rolling so many 5s? Why am I rolling so many 5s? Like, legitimately. Like, I'll put that out there, I guess. That blocks some damage. But, like, really? Why? Why am I rolling so many 5s? Why do I keep rolling the high-end dice so much? Like, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, help me to understand why, when I just say screw it, I'll put whatever in my spell book, does it just give me everything asinine? But if I don't kill him within the next turn, I could lose this run. He can, without a doubt, one turn me. I gotta bank on the fact he doesn't roll well. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? I hate the witch! I'm done with this game. Dude, that's 6 losses in a row. Wherever you are, wherever you may be, whether you're on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or more, it's been your wonderful Wind Mage, the Cruz Ship servant. Chartreuse Proxy, ever and always at your service. Oh my god, dude. Kill me. The witch sucks so much. I'm done. Have a good night, all. I'll be back tomorrow with, Reverse Collapse, actually, for the first time in a month or so. But I'm done tonight.